Hello guys, apologies for the late start. A slight technical glitch. Oops. Seems like all of our faces are changing. All right, there we go. Now everyone seems to be right in order, just like the game. In front of us, it is the Mumbai Indians taking on the Gujarat Giants. It is Gujarat Giants' first game, and we already see an appeal by Shabnam Ismail. I'm not sure what's going on right now. I don't think I caught what happened. Neha, before we get into anything, could you just explain what's happened on the field? Because the Mumbai Indians dugout seems to be happy, and so do the fielders on the field.
I think that does look like a fair shout. Matlab, the ball did seem in line, and they seem, and the umpires also given it out. I hope our streams are also syncing at this point.
Yeah, I think
It's all set.
there's a review is what I'm seeing as well. Uh,
It looks plumb actually.
Will be very interesting to see what's happened here. All right, it's an LBW shot. पहली बात तो मुझे वो नहीं Oh, this is as plumb as it gets. What's happening? That's pretty plumb. And hello everyone. Apologies for the slight delay. No bat, right? Oh, is that bat?
no,
Or
it's
no,
not a bat.
That's
It's not a
bad.
bat.
That's definitely bad. Yep. Seems like Veda Krishnamurthy's
Veda
debut has been cut short by Shabnam Ismail, who once again potentially has gotten an early wicket here. Let's see. Impact.
No.
Ooh, just in line. And yep, she's gone. She's a goner there. Impact was the only thing that could
Yeah.
arguably have saved her there. Oh man, but what do you make of this game, guys? Show me in terms of Gujarat Giants playing their first game. Happy with the kind of 11 they've chosen so far?
I'm yet to see the 11. I'm just checking it out.
Veda Krishnamurthy was supposed to open for them. I mean, she did open, but didn't last really long. Just a two-baller for her, a two-ball duck, that is. Neha, what about you? Sort of in line with what you had in mind for them?
Definitely. I think we were discussing off record as well, right? The kind of analysis we had done for their playing 11, pretty similar to that. And I was quite happy to see Veda Krishnamurthy, come out of position to open for them. But definitely not the best thing happening right now, her getting dismissed. So, yeah, mixed fortunes here, I suppose.
100% mixed fortunes will be interesting to see now because they, of course, have a plethora of experienced batters, when it comes to their top order. Who do you think walks in now at number 3? I'm forgetting what. Oh, it's Harleen Dior
Harleen,
potentially.
yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
at
like
least.
her.
Yeah, based on the graphic card that was displayed before the game began, it should be Harleen Diol. It is Harleen, of course. She's walked in. Not the greatest of strike rates. It says 98, and that's something she would want to improve on. But Beth Mooney has arguably been Australia's best batter for the last 15 months or so. So, again, do you think that this could potentially be a Beth Mooney show here today, Neha?
Definitely. I mean, coming from last season, where she was ruled out because of injury, I think a lot of her fans were disappointed. Hey, she's not playing and everything. So I think this season is going to be that redemption arc for her as a skipper, and more importantly, as a player to also play the season, injury free. So there's a lot riding definitely on her, and I think the innings will largely hinge on how she performs, and probably a little later on, we'll have even Phoebe Litchfield coming in, right? So I think these two are going to be the crucial cogs in that wheel.
All right, and show me, what about you? What are you sort of looking forward to from today's game? Be it from the Gujarat Giants perspective or even Mumbai Indians for that matter.
I think I'm definitely looking forward to another Shabnam Ismail show from the Mumbai Indians point of view. And from Gujarat Giants point of view, I have been drooling over Phoebe Litchfield for the longest time after that Australia series, you guys know. So I'm really looking forward to see that, how she comes into the play. Of course, she has she has played in India, so she knows the conditions, though Chinnaswamy is a different ballgame altogether. But yeah, I think she's somebody amongst this entire lot who had played and who had come out well in India. So really looking forward to see how she approaches this game.
100%. And also I'll add Ashley Gardner's name to that, has not been in the greatest of form. She was, of course, Gujarat Giants, sort of lone shining spot, so to say, last season. One of their few shining spots. I mean, you can also probably add Kim Gard's name to that. But yeah, they would be hoping, some sort of a return to form, so to say, because again, in terms of the kind of series she had against India, Neha, what do you think? Like, do you think Gardner can potentially play a very big role for them, not just today, but across the tournament?
I think, yeah, definitely. Like, even talking about T-Mac, right? Like, we saw how she was awfully out of form. But yesterday's game, kind of gave us an indication that she's slowly and steadily coming back to form. So for Ash Gardner too, right? This could be that perfect platform to actually make an impact and, get back to her winning ways. So yeah, there's, again, a lot riding for her too in this match.
All right, it's Nat Silverbrand, meanwhile, to start from the other end. Unlike Saika Ashak, who began in the first game from the other end, that is once again. एक तो बात बताओ यार, skipper है कि swiver है? Because Rohan Gavaskar on air while talking to Nat Silverbrand, sort of called her or addressed her as Nat Silverbrand. But a lot of people say skipper. I'm not sure. What's this? Any idea?
I think it's Nat Silverbrand, just Silver, not Ski.
All right, she's lofted it. It's a straight to the. Oh, that's a six.
That's good.
Once again. Yeah, that's Harleen Deol. And I would have not in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that Harleen Deol will be the one scoring Gujarat Giants' first six this season. Definitely not. Excellent shot. Once again, Nat Silver being too straight, just like the last game. In fact, if you remember against the Delhi Capitals as well, she was sort of erring on the leg stump line. Seems to be the case today as well, and Harleen Deol was not missing out on that. A fantastic flick shot. Have you looked at her pace? She's yet to cross the 100 clicks mark so far. The 3 balls that she's bowled, I don't know if all 3 of them have been cutters of some sort, or is she just bowling that slow? Neha, what do you think?
I think she is bowling the slower one, Akshay, just experimenting with pace here right now, because her usual pace is like around that 100 ballpark figure, right? So this seems like a little unlike her, probably a lot to do with the conditions as well. But yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's all right in the gap. For a second, I thought there could be a mid-wicket fielder there. But show me in terms of how the surface has played so far. In the first game, we saw a fair amount of runs being scored. It was 170, play 170. But yesterday, we saw 157, play 155. Not exactly the kind of surface, we expected the Chinnaswamy to be like. And also, Lisa Stilekar in the post-match presentation spoke about how, the surface sort of assisted spinners a lot more in the second innings. There was a lot more purchase, a lot more sort of side spin available. What do you make of the surface so far? Like no dew on offer. So do you think this could potentially help the bowlers a lot more going into the innings?
I think so, especially also, yesterday when we were watching, especially Sophie Molyneux bowl, we were having this discussion that the wicket seems to get a lot more slower, and that's where she was bowling these straight lines, and it was kind of assisting her because of the ball was reaching really slow. So I think yes, there's something on the wicket that's helping the spinners, which was also evident in RCB's team selection yesterday. Now, also if we go back and look into the first game, yes, it was a lot more higher the runs, but knowing Mumbai Indians as a batting unit, they did struggle at a point of time in getting to even those 150, 160. So yeah, from that point of view, I feel that yes, the wicket is having a part to play, not the traditional Chinnaswamy that we generally see, which is actually great to see, because we have been predicting so much about Chinnaswamy. From that point of view, it's good to see that.
That's a shot in the gap. No, it's not. Ooh.
There was a chance there of a run out.
There was a chance there. Saika Ashak with the throw there. But sorry, Soumi, you can continue.
No, I mean, I'm saying that it's good to see a different type of Chinnaswamy, because it has become, otherwise it had become so predictive.
Fair enough. And Neha, in terms of the surface and how it's played so far, what do you make of it? Happy, unhappy? Do you want more runs, more boundaries to be scored, or this is a level playing field?
I was actually hoping for a lot more boundaries, right? Especially in that power play, to have that audacious opening and, big runs coming in. But the surface quite playing out differently, I think earlier we also read news of a new pitch curator being, brought in as well. So probably that could be attributed to, these difference in the way the matches are playing out. So yeah, I mean, it is interesting to see. Otherwise, everyone's criticism is, Chinnaswamy's, batting friendly wickets. We get to see huge totals and everything. Nonetheless, we have seen 2 very close encounters, and I'm sure this one's probably going to live up to that reputation. But yeah, it's fascinating how the pitch is kind of playing out, for the 3rd day consecutively.
Yeah, and fingers crossed we get to see another close encounter, man. The first 2 days have been absolute blockbusters in terms of the kind of performances we've seen from players and teams alike, of course. And speaking of the Gujarat Giants, we saw Veda Krishnamurthy and, of course, SS98 here going on to say Veda should have retired, give chances to new and upcoming players. Again, I'll have to quote Melville here, who says Veda's 31. Yeah, it's not like she's, some 38, 39-year-old or a certain 42-year-old who continues to play the IPL year in, year out, Mr. Mrs. SS98. I'm not sure what the fuss is all about. Come on, give her a chance. Just because she debuted for India a long time back does not make her a veteran. What do you make
Also,
of
I
that?
just hope SS98 is not a CSK fan.
couldn't care lesser once again. I mean, have been trolled left, right, and center. So you just get used to it beyond a certain point in time. But yeah, I mean, see, again, first game, and she's never played the WPL. So let's cut her some slack and let's hope that she comes good, because this is her home ground. If there's one person who you would trust to know the surface in and out, it would be Veda Krishnamurthy. She's played a lot of her cricket here, so she would know it in and out. So you would expect her to do well. But of course, when you're up against an in-swinging menace like Shabnam Ismail, who's bowling at, close to 120 clicks, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. So yeah, let's wait and watch. Beth Mooney, so far, the way she started, Neha, what do you think? A boundary incoming sooner or later?
Definitely. I think she's the kind of player, kind of paces her inning really well. Oh, is that another one? That's out. That's out.
That's out.
That's gone, man. Yeah. That's gone. And Shabnam Ismail is on fire here. She's breathing fire down the Gujarat Giants top order. Have they gone for another review here?
They have gone for another review here. Okay. Very shocking, though.
And Harleen seems to be very confident. Did she indicate that the ball was high? Is that what she's trying to say there?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Okay, let's see what's in store there in terms of the Hawkeye at least. Irfan Singh, can we expect a similar spin-friendly pitch for the men's IPL? Yeah, it'll be. I mean, we'll have to sort of hold our thoughts on that. Because unlike the WPL, where a lot of matches are going to be played in the same venue, this one have a lot of breathing time. It's not like they'll have games played day in day out. Ooh, let's see. But I still feel umpire's call to hona chahiye yahan pe. But let us see. It's a pacer, and she does get some good bounce as well. You never know. Harleen will be hoping that she sort of the ball bounces over the stumps or going down the leg even presumably. Yeah. But yeah, so just to be clear, I wouldn't say that would be the case during the IPL, because there won't be so much wear and tear happening game in game out.
That is out.
Yep, it's hitting, in fact. So they've lost both their reviews in the first two Shabnam Ismail overs. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if, again, this is the greatest of ideas, because we saw yesterday a plum LBW decision not going in the bowling team's favor, and they did not have any reviews to sort of overturn that decision. And clearly seems to be disappointed there about, Harleen's dismissal. But this was always going to be the case, right, Soumi? Because even during the team previews, we discussed how Gujarat Giants would be relying severely on their overseas batters. Again, we've seen Veda and Harleen, both of their, Indian pros, not up to the mark, so to say, because both have sort of gone out very early. So it'll be down to Ashley, Phoebe, Beth, potentially Catherine, Bryce even, to sort of rescue them from here.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, I mean, is that echo? Yeah. So we discussed this, and I think it'll finally come up to, as we were speaking, that it'll depend a lot on Beth Mooney herself to rescue them out of this situation. They would definitely want to put up some fight here. The only thing that is there is that Mumbai's bowling lineup doesn't get any easier. So we'll just have to see how they navigate this through now.
All right. Meanwhile, they've sent Phoebe Litchfield ahead of Ashley Gardner. Neha, thoughts on that? Because usually you would see Ashley Gardner coming in at 4, Phoebe Litchfield coming in at 5. Not to be the case today. Any reason according to you?
I think it's mostly just to, salvage the situation right now, because having lost 2 crucial batters, they need someone to, kind of stabilize the ship and arrest this whole momentum shift that has happened to Mumbai, right? So I suppose it could be a move in that direction. And Shabnam Ismail is just looking menacing right now. So if we have to throw someone who's experienced, probably Phoebe Litchfield can, finish the assignment without a lot of struggles and just get through this. Is there a boundary here? And get through this phase. I suppose that could be the reason.
5 wides or 4 buys? What's that going to be? What's the signal there?
That's 5 wides.
Oh, that's 5 wides. Nice. That's a gift there. Meanwhile, Dhruv asking us, if they wanted to sort of use Phoebe Litchfield to her potential, then they should have opened with her. This is not Australia. What do you think? I do agree with you. I mean, I personally thought they would open with Phoebe Litchfield. In fact, my 11 also sort of indicated the same. Sort of surprising, but Soumi, do you agree with what they've gone ahead with, open with Veda and have Phoebe Litchfield in the middle order, the same role that she plays for Australia as well?
I think, yes, I mean, Phoebe Litchfield in the middle makes a lot of sense. But also at the same time, I seriously feel in these early games, all the teams are where they do not have a strong opening batting combination set. Unlike RCB, where we almost know that Smriti and Sophie are our choices, they will definitely do a lot of experimentation in these early games, and that is where probably they have tried out a Veda. I'm sure this will change in the upcoming ones.
All right, and Neha, like again, the reason why I felt Phoebe Litchfield opening for them would make even more sense is because that would mean Veda Krishnamurthy would bat at number 5, which is pretty much winner position, be it for India and even for Karnataka, she bats in the middle order at number 4 mainly. But yeah, so given that both of them in that sense would have been playing closer to their natural positions, because again, I don't know how did Phoebe start her career, but I know she's opened a fair bit, be it domestic cricket or even franchise cricket. So what do you make of that Phoebe opening and Veda Krishnamurthy at number 5? Do you think that makes more sense, or are you happy with what you saw today, the combination they went with today?
So Akshay, my concern again comes with the fact that if Phoebe is slotted right at the top with Beth Mooney, does that kind of weaken the rest of the batting, right? Because again, you're depending on Hudleen, Veda and like Ash to come to the party and kind of deliver. I think it does kind of weaken that scenario. And in the loss of early wickets, you still have someone like a Phoebe Litchfield who's coming on later, right? And I think even for Australia in T20s, yeah, she does open, and there's like Beth Mooney coming in later. But let's see let's see at least how a couple of games progress, before we make this call of getting Phoebe up to open and pushing Veda back. But for now, I think it was a good experiment to do nonetheless to understand the situation. But there's only little you can do, right? When Shabnam Ismail is kind of bowling at those lengths.
100%. And guys, you can also sort of chip in and let us know what do you all think. We have a poll out right now, so do let us know as to what your thoughts are in terms of the Gujarat Giants tweaking the batting order. Are you happy with it, or do you think they should have stuck to opening with Mooney and Litchfield, two of their sort of best overseas batters, arguably? Let's take a couple of comments. Meanwhile, it's Hayley Matthews into the attack. I'm expecting Mooney to sort of go after her, at least a boundary or two, if not more.
That's a boundary.
That is a boundary. Nice. Lofted over point. Nicely done. Expected this to happen because, again, Hayley Matthews went for a few in the last game as well. If anything, I probably might be jumping the gun here, but last match, Shabnam Ismail was their only good bowler. Okay, Saika Ishak, I'll add her as well. Those were their only two good bowlers. Who was it? Amelia Kerr went for runs. Hayley Matthews went for runs. KB went for runs. I'm forgetting one more bowler. Pooja Vasrakar, again, wasn't at her best, to put it lightly. So, which is why it'll be... Oh! All right, but yep, that's another 4.
Is that a misfeed? Did they just...
I mean,
look difficult.
We call it a dropped catch, but yeah, a bit too harsh, I would say, because it really sort of, flew past her. Yeah. Hardly. That was the gap between the keeper and the slip. That was just a bit too much. I'm not sure why she's standing so wide. Probably could come a bit more closer there to the keeper. But all right. Interesting signs. They are looking to attack.
What's interesting for me here is as well that in spite of the captain being there, how they could have taken those 2 DRSs. I mean, it's just strange.
Both the ends, it was Beth Mooney, and she was confidently, let's take it.
The first review, in fact, was all Beth Mooney. Like when Veda got out, it was Beth Mooney who directly, without even asking Veda, who went for the review. And in the second case as well, Hudleen seemed very confident, in all fairness. Like if itna confidence दिखाओगे तो मतलब लेने का मन तो करेगा भाई ले लेते हैं review करके. But it'll be interesting, Beth Mooney's captaincy, Neha, because as far as I know, Beth Mooney doesn't have a lot of captaincy experience, so to say, under her belt. Even in the WPL, she doesn't captain. And in Australia, for Australia as well, it's been Alyssa Healy now. Earlier, it was Meg Lanning. What do you think was the thought process behind that? Because they had someone like Ismail who looked like an able leader. Tactically might not have been the greatest, but of course she was also sort of, leading a depleted squad. A squad that wasn't, at its full tilt in terms of resource availability. So do you think they could have probably stuck to someone like Ismail or again, Beth Mooney, experienced pro, is also an Australian, so she might know a thing or two. Lovely shot, yaar. Make that 3 boundaries in that over, taking the score to a healthy 31 at the end of the 4th over. But yeah, coming back to the question here, so what do you think? Like, happy with sort of, the decision of going ahead with Beth Mooney as the captain for the season?
I mean, look, last season as well, they did name Beth Mooney as the skipper, but the injury happened and Sneh Rana came in to fill that booth. But that again kind of, and I know I might be making a very sweeping statement here that there is this obsession with, going after star batters as your captains, even though, they don't have like that captaincy thing in their CV. Right now, Beth Mooney is of course a very experienced player, has played under multiple captains, and brings in that sort of confidence, right? So maybe the Gujarat Giants management at that point felt, hey, she is going to be the ideal choice, and even though she's injured next season, we are still going to trust her to be the person leading the team because of the experience she carries. So I think it's like a mix of both of those things, experience and oh, that is a brilliant fielding effort by Pooja.
Oh, lovely fielding, yeah, lovely fielding. Saved 2 runs for certain there. And
Yeah.
valid points, those, Neha. Meanwhile, before I forget, early shout: if Shabnam Ismail does not get a wicket here, I'm predicting a 100-run partnership between the pair. There's no one else who can break this partnership. I don't think. Both of them have been in striking form, and saying striking form would be an understatement. Like I mentioned earlier, Beth Mooney has been Australia's best batter, and Australia is the world's best team. So that arguably makes her the world's best batter for the last 15 months or so across formats. Even in the WPL, she was the highest run scorer. She scored 500 plus runs, strike rate of 145, an average of 50 plus. Those are ridiculous numbers, and you would kill to have a batter like that, which is why I feel, Gujarat Giants probably won't be too bad of, depending on someone like a Beth Mooney for most of their runs. It'll be very interesting to see. Again, like, show me if you had to pick a bowler to break this partnership. Again, it's not that the partnership has flourished or something. It's only 23 runs so far. But apart from Shabnam Ismail, of course, because this is her third over, she'll only have an over left after this. Assuming they don't, go to her 4 overs in a row. Who else do you think could potentially break this partnership?
I think Saika Ishak was good in the last game, so maybe she can be the one who can do that. But yeah, I mean, I was also hearing your conversation with Neha on the Beth Mooney chapter. Just to put my 2 cents on it, also being someone who has not followed so much of WPL last year, I also feel that there's a lot of confidence that instills in me to think that because I haven't seen Sneh Rana as the captain, honestly, so it feels a lot more secured to have somebody as experienced as Beth Mooney to lead a side which didn't seem to be at their best in the last season, just going solely by the numbers. But also at the same time, this time, I mean, this I'm quoting from Smriti when she said that last year the RCB camp, in spite of having so many experienced players.
Oh, almost there. Sorry. Yeah, show me. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not easy to handle these experienced players. I mean, once they are in your side, and then probably not have someone who's as experienced to kind of command that respect. So I think from that point of view, it's perfectly okay to have somebody as experienced.
Fair point that as well. Again, with Sneh Rana, it's not that she doesn't come with experience. She of course leads Railways, in the domestic circuit, and Mithali Raj Railways. We know that connection as well, so we understand where. Oh, I thought I was going straight to mid wicket there. Thankfully, not to be the case. Another 2, I guess. But yeah, coming back to that point, the reason why I feel Sneh Rana could have, sort of made more sense is because it's always ideal to have a domestic captain, to have an Indian player lead your side, especially when it comes to IPL or the WPL, simply because it gives you a lot more flexibility. And I'll sort of extend this argument to the UP Warriors as well. Like, had Deepti Sharma been the skipper and not Alisa Healy, they could have actually played someone like a Chamari Attapattu. And you can imagine that, like, the kind of value she could have added, not just because of her form, the left-handedness and all of that. You never know, and she also adds value with the ball. So, and this flexibility would not be possible if you go ahead with an Indian skipper, which is why even for RCB, a lot of people were like, why Smriti? They should have just gone to Elise Perry. They should have gone to Sophie Devine even, or Heather Knight. She's the English skipper. She's tactically good and all of that. You have to think about, I mean, you can't just think about that. You have to think about a lot of other things. If your overseas batter is not in form, it becomes that much more difficult if she's your skipper. Which is why it'll be interesting. Of course, that way they are fortunate. Beth Mooney has been in great form, so they don't have to worry about all of it. But on the rare occasion that she wasn't in form, or if she wasn't available like last season, it would have really made it a lot more difficult for them. So which is why we were just having a discussion there. Thank you
I
so much.
agree, and I think as the tournament will get ripened more, as WPL will get bigger, I think these things will definitely come up. I think it's just in the stage where we just don't know how to completely, fully handle this particular tournament.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, still sort of early. I mean, not early stages, but it's still early years, so to say.
Yeah.
It's still in its nascency that way. The
Didn't
WPL,
seem
so
so.
teams will learn. Sorry.
Didn't seem so after your reactions about RCB's game yesterday. Like it was
We'll talk about
history
that
was
as well.
the worst thing happening. You have said all of these, but yeah, ठीक है. आज मान लेंगे.
No, like I
Today
said,
the sane Akshay is prevailing. So yeah.
exactly. Non-RCB games, so you'll find the same Akshay who's neutral, who's objective, who's calm, composed. At least that's the perception I try my best to give. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. He's literally been bowling slow ball after slow ball. Phoebe Litchfield, what have you done? Absolutely unnecessary. I mean, when I say unnecessary, she should have seen that coming. She's just been bowling cutters after cutters after cutters. That's yet another cutter. On off stump. Oh man. Phoebe just goes for an almighty hoy Kanya. Yep. That's definitely a huge dismissal for the Mumbai Indians, because Gujarat now will have someone like an Ashley Gardner coming in, because they don't have a lot of informed batters after this.
Yeah, they certainly don't, because there's obviously Dayal and Hemlata, but I'd probably want to, keep her for that finisher slot a little later on. So in all likelihood, I think Ash Gardner would be walking in.
It's going to be interesting. Santi De Cruz, meanwhile, saying my take is, having a foreign skipper is fine as long as she is in the playing 11. In GG's case, Mooney will play in the playing 11, so chalta hai. But we need to also understand, Santi De Cruz, that they are in the playing 11 because they're in form. What happens when you want to, take them off the playing 11? We've seen this so many times in the IPL as well. We've seen the likes of Kumar Sangakkara, Daniel Vettori, even the great Ricky Ponting have to drop midway in order to be able to accommodate a new captain, a different combination. So and that's not the most ideal situation, right? Having to let go of your captain, having to drop your captain midway through the season because of form concerns. So that's where the argument was coming from. But fair point, of course, she is definitely going to be a short starter for them. So that way, there's no issues that way for sure.
And quite surprised that they've actually slotted in Dayal and Hemlata ahead of Ash Gardner as well. Probably again, to salvage the situation here. But the team is already under a lot of pressure, 3 wickets down. So I'm not sure what the mindset was. Is Ash Gardner that badly out of form that training maybe they felt the same and are planning to get her?
That's a bad delivery there.
Yeah, consecutive wides that too.
Yep. Exactly. Fair enough. Partnership did fall short by 70 runs because I did not expect Phoebe Litchfield to get out that way. I mean, India ke samne to ye sab to matlab ekdam, this ball would have been dispatched past the long on fence if it was against India. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it. You've got a point, agreed, says Santi De Cruz, referring to our captaincy discussion there. Ooh, unnecessary throw. Aram se, Amanjot. Itna load nahi. Why not Sneerana? Again, we just discussed it. It's not about them not going for Sneerana as much as it is them going for Beth Mooney. That's it. So I don't think it's a negative against Sneerana. I mean, it's something against Sneerana. So we don't have to look at it that way. But again, yesterday WPL's attendance was more than PSL. Don't worry, all RCB games will have a lot more attendance. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I also get to go for a game or two, if not more. 2 bhi zyada ho gaya, 1 game bhi chalega yaar. Thank you, Melville. I'm forgetting who'd asked, but Aman or someone had mentioned that the surface reminds me of the RCB surface of the RCB game where they were bowled out for 70. Fair enough, but that game was played at the Chepauk, which has historically been a spin-friendly surface, so it was sort of on the cards. Not the case here. Chinnaswamy is expected to play differently, which is what makes it that much more harder, because batters will have now even not more little, but even little time to sort of adjust to this, because even Elise Perry, meanwhile, in the post-match discussion, so to say, spoke about how the ball see, like the pace of the surface seemed good, on par with what they had expected it to be, but it was the bounce that surprised them, which is why a lot of them weren't able to time the ball. The ball was hitting lower than they sort of expected it to, which is why a lot of these batters were caught within the circle. At least Perry herself was caught within the circle, if you remember. So was Shweta Sarawat. The kind of shots they played, because they anticipated the ball to bounce a bit more. That's where they sort of weren't able to keep the ball out. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how the surface plays as and when.
थोड़ा रुक के भी आ रही थी क्या कल बॉल?
Yep. हल्का सा second innings में, especially जब spinners डाल रहे थे, there were a couple of deliveries.
Again, if it was slowing down.
Yep, true. Even the Kiran Navgiri dismissal, if you remember, the ball hardly bounced. It practically rolled. So given that, it definitely won't be easy for sure. Our great overseas captains important nowadays. Having an Indian captain helps long term. Might as well train them under overseas greats who play otherwise. The Indians won't get captaincy experience. But to put it bluntly, Dharamshala to nahi khola in logon ne. They're here to win the tournament, right? Of course, they want to groom players. They want to build the talent pool in India. But they can't let that happen at the cost of them not performing well. Because at the end of the day, the only incentive that owners and the management has is to do well. If you're not doing well, why even play? So fair point. I understand where you're coming from. It would be great if teams thought that way, but I don't think they should. Like I said, I do believe in capitalism. A team wants to perform to the best of their abilities, which is why I'm all for going for an associate player, because it's more about trying to win the tournament. That should be your objective. And but fair point. But you can't expect that to happen every time. And also, you never know. Like, not every captain would be open to sharing all their trade secrets. So you never know. It might even backfire for them if you have an overseas captain who's sort of very straight and is a straight shooter, is not willing to share and all of that. So you have to understand the different kind of players, the different kind of mindsets, the different kind of attitudes that come in, and how to manage all of them at the same time. This is where man management comes into picture. So you have to factor all of this in. Like, it's not as straightforward as we would want it to be.
And to just add on to that point, now even looking at the kind of captaincy style that the management wants to opt for, do they want like a split captaincy sort of situation? Does the team require different skippers for different formats? Then it makes sense, grooming different captains. But if you still have RCB, who has relied on Smriti Mandana to be the captain, and they are grooming her, she's likely to be the successor, after Harmanpreet Kaur in all likelihood, unless they want to experiment again with different formats. Have Jamie come in for probably ODIs, and keep Smriti for like tests and T20, some combination of that. So it largely depends on
Missed chance,
missed opportunity, and they've also let it go for a boundary. So that's 4 buys to rub salt on their wounds. Once again, we get to see the fuming Harman.
There's a lot of, if the wickets would have been there, they are in in terms of the runs, they're pretty good.
Exactly. They've been scoring briskly for sure. The ball did not turn at all. It was a straighter one. It was probably the flipper. Yep, it is the flipper by the looks of it. Dailan Himlata was expecting it to be the conventional leg spinner, which is why there was a huge bat pad gap. And lucky for her, Yasaka Bhatia wasn't ready there to collect the ball and wasn't in the right place to collect the ball. Right. Again, Amelia Kerr coming from not the greatest of games, to put it lightly. 4 overs, 43 runs is what she went for with the bat, 24 of 18. Is that what? No ball? What was signaled here? I did not see what happened there just now.
I think 4 leg pies, but wohi signal hua tha, right?
Okay. All right. In that case, yeah. But again, it'll be interesting to see how she comes up today, because like we discussed during the first game as well, highest wicket taker and highest run scorer at the Women's Super Smash. She's sort of been a star all-rounder for New Zealand, for the last couple of years, if not longer. She definitely will come good eventually. But yeah. Looking forward to it for sure. Oh, interesting question. Which women player do you think should have been in the IPL, the WPL, sorry, but isn't playing? Neha, let's start with you there. One player you think should have been a part of this WPL but isn't playing.
I think the first name that flashed in my mind was Devika Vaidya, guys. I mean, the kind of season that she had in that maiden one wasn't, indicative of the kind of skills she possesses. But at least in the limited outings that I have seen of her, playing for India or in domestic cricket, I think she's a stellar value add to any team she's a part of. So I was very shocked that, first season franchises were going after her, and this season she found no takers, and it has been quite rough for her. So I genuinely was hoping that she would get picked, and I really wanted to see her playing. She would have added that much needed depth. Some of these franchises that's kind of low on resources as well. So definitely Devika Vaidya for me.
Interesting name. Show me, what about you? If there was one player you sort of would have wanted to see in the WPL, who would it have been?
I think I would have said Chamari Adapattu had she not been, selected. But yeah, thankfully, I mean, everybody was really surprised to see her not get picked during the auction. But yeah, after that, I think it's pretty good that she got in there.
Fair enough. I do have a couple of names. I'll sort of make it one domestic, one international. I'll say Deandra Doughton. I felt that was a name that would get picked hands on, especially because there were a couple of teams, Gujarat Giants themselves, who wanted, a top order batter. Of course, with the sort of fiasco that had happened between them, I don't think they were going to go back to her. But she was one name I genuinely thought could have, got in a bid or two. The other was Uma Chhetri, and I genuinely thought Delhi Capitals, it had Delhi Capitals written all over it, the Uma Chhetri buy. Very surprised because they needed a keeper, they needed a backup for Tanya Bhatia. Uma Chhetri had done really well, and was very surprised. But yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that
we discussed this during our during our preview. I think it was only their limited purse size that did not allow them to really pursue things longer. Yes.
True. That's true, because they did go for a backup keeper in Aparna Mondal, so that's there. Oh, just to add to another name, just to add one more name to that, since we were talking about Delhi Capitals, Jasia Akhtar. That was another name I really thought would sort of get a bid or two, because again, sort of in the same mold as Simran Dil Bahadur, plays low down the order, attacks the ball a lot. और जितना मैंने देखा तगड़ा मारती है, मतलब एकदम तगड़ा, well built, like like Kiran Navgire or Grace Harris. So it would have been interesting, man. It would have really been interesting to see her get a game or two, because she also didn't play a lot of games for the Capitals. So,
and now that I think of it, even the likes of Esha Oza, then Tirtha Satish, had they gotten picked, that would have been stellar, right? I mean, Associate Nation players, they'd have easily, they would have easily made it to any team, and Akshay has to flex there. But don't you think they would have? That's a vibe. But don't you think they would have also made such important places in any of these franchises? I think they are also, being missed a lot.
100%. Tirtha Satish. I would imagine Tirtha Satish would be an upgrade over, say, a Tanya Bhatia.
Yeah.
And us 11 May, given that Tanya Bhatia is practically not adding any batting value whatsoever, all right, thank God, hold on. Might as well go for someone like a Tirtha Satish and play her. But yeah, again, this is where we're not really privy to the kind of discussions and I wouldn't say arguments, but brainstorming sessions that the teams go through behind the scenes. So we'll sort of only speculate here. अरे यार कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ है, छक्का है कि लॉन्ग ऑन है क्या?
That's out.
यार this is just getting bad to worse and almost on expected lines, so to say. मतलब Gujarat Giants batting wasn't really, of course we'll have to say batting was the strongest suit, but given their dependence on their overseas players, just look at the performances of their Indian players so far. Harleen Dio 8 of 9, Veda Krishnamurthy 0 of 2, and now it's Dalan Hemlata 3 of 8. Which is, again, it's almost word for word in terms of what we'd spoken about during the preview, where we spoke about how they would be overly dependent on their overseas batters. Hopefully, we'll finally get to see Amelia Kerr now. Ashley Gardner now. Sorry. Yeah. Beg your pardon. Apart from Matapattu asks Santini Cruz, we did discuss a fair few names there, 4 to 5, if I'm not wrong. But great question there, Melville. Thank you so much. They might go on to win the tournament, but on paper, Gujarat looks the weakest team. All right, let's discuss that, because I'll tell you a statement that Elise Perry made, which was very interesting. She thought she was being subtle, but I don't think so. She basically went on to say the first 2 games were really, competitive. It was very sort of, both had tight finishes and all of that. But, there will be a couple of easy games going forward and stuff. And sort of, again, maybe Elise Perry did not realize that she was being far less subtle than she thought in her head. And, after the game, you're already tired. You just don't know what you're talking about. But what do you think, Neha? Would it be fair to say that Gujarat Giants are the weakest team in the tournament?
No, I don't think she was referring to one specific team. Na,
I
ऐसे
did say
थोड़ी ना-
no. Don't even take this out of context. Let me sort of put it out there. Elise
हाँ.
Perry did not take any team's name there. She did not say anything. All I said was she said that there would be a couple of easy games going forward. That's all. So we're just leaving it at that. Completely unrelated now. I'm asking you, do you think Gujarat Giants are the weakest team in the tournament? That's it. Completely unrelated. Has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so answering your query on
Bad
that.
ball, but yeah, Ashley, I don't know if this is lack of form ki kya. I mean, this ball should have been dispatched for a six.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, before Neha gets to answer this in the most Neha manner, let me put this out straight. Yeah, I mean, और क्या लगेगा? अब अगर तुमने किसी 2 करोड़ के प्लेयर को खरीदा है और वो प्लेयर इंजर हो जाती है, तो what do you expect out of this team? They had highly relied on Kashvi Gautam. They had gone for her, and then she goes out. They are the team who had actually like fully depleted. I mean, पूरा बैंक खाली कर दिया था अपने रिटेंशन में. तो वहां पे पूरा निकाल दिया, वापस ही उन्होंने बिल्ड करना स्टार्ट किया. जब बिल्ड किया उसमें से 3-4 प्लेयर चले गए. I mean, what do you expect out of this team that they will come up strong? I mean, of course they are doing this on the paper.
But in all fairness, I don't think Kashvi Gautam was the answer to all of their questions. She would have added some, balance with that pace bowling all-rounder sort of a role. But again, they were just hinging their fortunes too much on one domestic player who's, yet to kind of make the waves and everything. But resources-wise, yes, Gujarat Giants is not on par with the other teams. Yet, I think we expected at least a formidable performance from last time, right? I mean, they ended up 5th and they did not have the best of the season. So this could have been the redemption arc that we all were looking forward to seeing. I know this is a very Neha answer, but I don't think we should write them off yet. It's just
all
the
I was
first
going to
game.
say is, Neha, just let me know when you join politics. I know who I'm voting for. मतलब इतना diplomatic ही ना इधर ना उधर बस एकदम ये भी बोल रहा वो भी बोल रहा ये भी
यार देखो कैसे लोगों को बैलेंस करना पड़ता है. मतलब एक साइड अक्षय इज लाइक वो एकदम वो बिल्कुल 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन हटा हुआ न्यूक्लियर that he's just jumping all along, and Neha is the most stable one.
Yes. What is that called? वो क्या बोलते हैं? high valency. मेरा valency बहुत ज़्यादा है. Yeah. मेरा तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, but completely agree with you. This was, one of those balls in the first session जो एकदम ऐसा outswinger with the new ball pitched just outside off some. And Neha, yeah, kudos to you. Beaten, but you don't have to worry. You're still out there in the middle, struggling but surviving for sure. Ashley Gardner, man, this is going to be interesting. Meanwhile, the stat sort of displayed on the Jio Cinema platform right now says that it's been 26 balls since the last boundary was scored. Again, they've slowed down significantly because in the last 2 overs, they've scored just 5 runs. At 6.3, they were at 48.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
By the way, the other day I was doing this another podcast with my friend. We do this one podcast with Shantanu, right? So वहाँ पे and we just
कर सकते हैं वहाँ पे भी. It's all right. Load नहीं, plug in कर दो ताकि लोग वहाँ पे भी. Guys, do check it out. Show me if you could add. नहीं, okay, ठीक है.
It's okay. I'm not plugging in, but I'm just saying कि मतलब Gujarat is such a meme material that और वहाँ पे we just talk nonsense. Like not that we have a lot of sense, but we just talk nonsense. तो वहां पे it was like one of the conversation was कि मैंने बोला कि यार आरसीबी जो भी है इस बार and we are like एक दूसरे के बाल नोच लेते हैं regarding MI and RCB and he said मैंने बोला कि यार कुछ भी हो.
Is that a wicket? Oh man, Ashley 3.2 crores. I can almost see that money floating in the air right now. But ठीक है, Soumi, sorry,
yeah. So yeah, I mean just it was all about that कि मैंने बोला कि यार आरसीबी इस बार टक्कर तो अच्छा देगी. तो बोलते हैं कि अरे टक्कर भी नहीं देगी, मतलब गुजरात हो क्या तुम? तो this is the level of meme that has gone up to.
Wow.
Interesting. Would love to be a part of that conversation one day. I'd want to see how I
would love, please come. I would love you to be there.
Yeah. हम तो बात तो करेंगे भाई एकदम. जो भी हो बात I get extreme. I'm so volatile, trust me. There's so many words coming in my mind that ठीक है, let's skip it. Let's skip it for now. But let's take it.
Nikhil on the Nikhil was just about to get into another show. Yeah, and like a super fun.
Nikhil Bhai Naito, of course, we do share a lot of banter. It's great fun always chatting with him. And of course, guys, kal to Monday Night Live hai. It's a Monday, so 8 baje, Nikhil Bhai, I, Avnish, the three of us will be talking about a lot of things, including the WPL, of course. Those who have been following it, in whatever way possible. So it'll be great to have their opinions on what they've seen so far. I'm pretty sure Avnish will have a thing or two to say about how RCB won yesterday's game. He was also in the middle of fan cams. By the way, Avnish has been talking Kannada, man. It's great, great, great content. I'll make sure the reels or the shots, whatever they call, they go up pretty quickly. You can catch one of them. It's already out on our Instagram profile, feed, whatever that thing. Yeah, but do check that out. Where Avnish is speaking in Kannada to some local RCB fans who completely unhinged. Their boss की boss, हम तो RCB को support करते हैं, लड़का और लड़की जो हो भाई, हम तो RCB है, बस खत्म बात. And I love that. That's exactly what I love about
how it should be.
Yeah, when it comes to RCB. Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. We just do it that way.
No, but when it comes to RCB fans, it's at least, again, this is from my limited experience. I won't make a general statement, but it is very RCB over anything else. Matlab, वैसा वाला. The fans you meet are RCB for life wale fans. Like people who matlab, you can see the passion even on the most random people. You'll just see, like, they might be the most silent, shy people outside that. RCB की बात छेड़ दो और भाई ये क्या हो गया, ये क्या बोल दिया हमने, वैसा.
यार इंडिया वाले मैच में जब आरसीबी चांट होता है ना चिन्ह स्वामी, मजा आ जाता है. मतलब लोग ऐसे गाली देते हैं हमको, लेकिन
यार श्रीलंका और इंग्लैंड के मैच में आरसीबी चांट, like completely out of context. In fact, Smriti Mandhana herself told वो इंग्लैंड में प्रैक्टिस करी है 100 के टाइम पे. ऐसा भी नहीं कि इंडिया इंग्लैंड का मैच है, 100 खेल रही है वहां पे. इस कप नमदे बोल रहा है, तो फिर और क्या. Like I remember 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia में a group of people hoisting the RCB flag. And I was like, dude, this is like क्या कहाँ
वो भी नहीं छोड़ा.
सच्ची में कुछ नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं ये लोग 100%. Kaur has an excellent record against Gardner, 2 wickets, 15 runs, 14 balls. Again, we've always spoken about this. Kaur the skipper does not really rate Kaur the bowler much. She hardly bowls herself, so don't see her bowling today as well. So it'll be interesting. Let's take a couple of let's take a couple of questions on Gujarat Giants. Of course, given the purse in the auction, they could have gone for some big foreign names, like Ismail or Sutherland. Of course, Sutherland को
let go ना.
So again, we know this, but even during the auction, to be honest, I wasn't sure if that was the smartest of moves, going for someone as unproven as Kashvi Gautam. She's not played at the highest level. On top of that, she's a youngster, she's a teenager, so it won't be easy on her. Like, itna pressure, itna paisa, and all of that. So Neha, if you were sort of in the Gujarat Giants dugout before the auction, what were some of the tweaks you would have made, sort of tweaks compared to the squad they have right now, in terms of a couple of releases that you would have avoided, or a couple of players you would have let go of that they haven't? Any names that come to mind?
I think definitely I would have gone into, not let go of Kim Garth, right? I think she would have been a brilliant add to that pace attack as well. But chalo koi na, at least Leah Tahu is there currently. And even looking at their like openers and like the whole batting order as well, right? Like Gujarat did go for this entire reshuffle where they let go of a lot of players. So that mindset, especially after just one season, felt very reactionary.
Sorry.
Felt very reactionary and very unnecessary also in that sense. So I think somewhere in the pursuit of building a stronger squad, they ended up, kind of weakening what was already there, right? And even Annabelle Sutherland, they should have probably still persisted with her, because we saw, right, how 2023 eventually kind of turned out for her. So I think these were like the biggest misses. They should have beefed up on their pace bowling attack and the batting, but investing like so much in Kashmir was probably not ideal, considering the purse amount they already had, right? So that was probably like a big kill to their purse, and which backfired as well.
Fair enough. Soumi, what about you? Like, would you have also held on to someone like an Annabelle Sutherland, especially the kind of form she was in even before the auction?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, couple of points here. Number one, definitely Gujarat. I mean, we have seen this from the teams who have not, who doesn't whose owners doesn't come with that kind of an experience. They have kind of goofed up the auction. So that's one part. Secondly, I don't know whether making these major reshuffles in these kind of minor auctions are really something to do or not. I mean, whether that's a right move or not. I mean, they just completely dismantled their team. I mean, and you don't do that when you don't have the entire pool of players open to you. I know these are the kind of auctions where you can probably sometimes get a little lucky and pick up a few gems here and there and build up the team around them. But yeah, I mean, this was way too much a dismantling to happen for any team.
I'm pretty sure.
And they didn't see the entire picture last year. They had a captain who just played for a single game. So they just didn't have sufficient amount of understanding about this team. And probably just sticking to this team for another one or 2 years could have given them some amount of solidity. Now, apart from really building up from the loss that they had sustained, they actually had to build up the team bonding and all of that, which they probably would have done last year, and they could have taken one leap ahead from there.
And even letting go of Rachel Haynes was probably not the smartest move, right? In one season, तुम ऐसे कैसे decide कर सकते हो कि she's not right in your support staff and just let her go. Then fine, you go in with the new coach replacement, I think in Michael Klinger, and he comes after the auction. So like, what is the whole thought process behind doing that, right? So that seemed very surprising and kind of a move that really did not make sense. So now if he doesn't perform next season, are you going to hunt for a new head coach? So that sort of decisions don't really make sense. And I think they're planning to just bowl out Shabnam Ismail here, right? She's already done with 3, probably just another.
Gardner's been woefully out of form. They think that, Ismail could easily sort of, take her wicket. There! Ooh! She's got a Mooney there. She's got a Mooney there. And that was absolutely unnecessary from the skipper. She was the only one left for them to take to a decent total. Oh, man. Absolutely unnecessary, that shot.
Was it
a slower one. Sorry, Soumi. You were saying something.
Oh, no. But it was very low.
Impressed with Yastika's keeping there, guys. I mean, Yastika, the keeper, isn't rated very highly, but, good to see her to perform.
ये मुंबई इंडियंस से अलग परफॉर्म करता है. मतलब ये इंडिया और मुंबई इंडियंस का परफॉर्मेंस अलग है. हरमनप्रीत कौर और यास्तिका भाटिया, मतलब आई रिमेम्बर यास्तिका भाटिया सारा बॉल छोड़ रही थी पैर के बीच में से.
That's true, but yeah, this wicket was absolutely unnecessary. यार गुस्सा आ रहा है, like down the leg, छोड़ देती wide मिलता. Oh man, absolutely unnecessary. Will we see back-to-back fifers? I mean, she's got 5 balls left.
Is it like again the pitch playing its part and it's keeping it low? काफी low गया ये ball.
एक तो this was like वो short selection में थोड़ा problem था. I don't think I've seen Beth Mooney play the ramp a lot. So वहीं पे execution में गड़बड़ हो गया. So ball के बारे में अभी क्या ही बोले. Meanwhile, it is of course.
Almost another one.
Look at the pace, man. 123.5. Yeah. How do you play something like that? It's crazy. That's ridiculously quick.
Ultra edge, yeah, there is. Of course, there's a spike.
There was a clear deflection as well, so that was never in question. But oh man,
I also think Gujarat carries a lot of like trauma from their past performances versus Mumbai. In the first game of the IPL tour, right, they lost by like a massive 143 runs. फिर से वो हारे थे. So I think they still carry a lot of that baggage and burden, and it's kind of like spilling over here as well. And yeah, Shabnam is well bowling a very economical over also.
115 clicks, Catherine Bryce. Yeah, and Catherine Bryce has been beaten for base, and both those deliveries.
Yeah.
If Shabnam Ismail is able to attack the stumps a bit more, there's another wicket coming for her in this over. It's just that she's sort of been away from the stumps, and they're just not there. Like you can't play that pace. I don't think they've played this kind of pace ever before.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy stuff there.
Is that true?
Bad ball. There you go. 4. Bad ball. That's all. Like again, she was beaten for pace. Make no mistake. She didn't connect this whatsoever. Bas lag gaya. Erred a bit on the line, and that's 4 freebies, 4 runs gifted, in fact. But to the point that you guys were making in terms of how they sort of prematurely revamped the squad, some might even say unnecessarily. I don't think RCB or even Delhi Capitals would be complaining. RCB got Meghna, who scored a 50 for them on her RCB debut. They got Georgia Warren, who bowled a fantastic 19th over to be able to defend that. And Annabelle Sutherland went to Delhi Capitals, who again aren't complaining about that. Finally she plays her well in the gap.
Whoa.
Oh, good fielding. It's Sajna once again. She was excellent when it came to ground fielding in the first game as well. She did, of course, drop a catch, but her ground fielding was top notch.
Brilliant, yeah.
Great fielding efforts there from her.
Who's
Man,
their
yeah.
Indian, like, the coaching unit? Is there anybody there?
With
For
Gujarat
Gujarat?
In the
Giants.
support staff, yeah.
Yeah.
Gujarat
There's-
Giants.
Mitali Raj.
There's
And
Nushan
Nushi.
Al Khadir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got two big names there. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's really hard to see them do this. Look at that. Ashley Gardner herself. Oh, man, that shot. Absolutely inspiring. No confidence whatsoever. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
11 overs done. Sorry, I don't think I've plugged the prediction contest and so far. People, please make sure. Do send in your predictions. Let us know how much are the Gujarat Giants going to end up with at the end of the first innings. As you know the drill. The contest is, you are eligible to send in your entries till the beginning of the 16th over. Make sure you send in your entries before the first ball of the 16th over is bowled. And yeah, you stand to win a cool 500 rupee Amazon voucher, of course. Neha, let's start with you. What do you think? Prediction time. How much is Gujarat Giants ending up with?
I think they're going to end up with like 132. With the way they're going, I don't think they can add on a lot. Probably 132 looks doable and probably something they can defend. Not that their bowling is inspiring a lot of confidence, but yeah, to just give a fight.
All right. That's another single. Show me, what about you?
I would go
130 is
lower
what
than.
we
I would go lower than that. I would say 120 to 125. 125.
ऑप्टिमिज्म की दुकान बंद कर दी आपने
अरे थोड़ा तो प्रैक्टिकल भी होना पड़ेगा.
तो फिर मैं ऑप्टिमिस्टिक बनता हूं चलिए I'll say 161. This will be a fantastic partnership. Shabnam Ismail is done. I don't think they have they can sort of handle the likes of Saika Ashaq, who by the way is bowling the first over now. I really like this. Probably is the latest she's come into bowl in all WPL, because usually we see her bowling either in the power play or at least by the 7th over you see her coming in. Very interesting. And given how the surface is played, it's been sort of spinner friendly, in the first couple of games. Despite that, what we've seen only this is pro what this, oh, nice, finally something, but I don't think she's connected. All right, yeah, 4.
It does seem like a well-struck shot, yeah.
Let's hope that sort of gets some blood flowing in there for Ashley Gardner. A much-needed bounty for her and Gujarat Giants. But yeah, like we were saying, this has sort of been a spinner-friendly surface. Despite that, this is only the third over of spin we're seeing. Kirtana bowled 1 over, where she was really good. She was on her mark 6 balls in a row, which was good to see.
Amelia bowled.
Hayley Matthews also bowled in over. So this is the 4th over so far. And from 4 different bowlers. Wow, interesting. Hey, aram se. She knows that you're going to step down the track. Aram se, wait for it. अक्षय भाई इम्प्रेस नहीं करना है, सच्ची प्रेडिक्शन बोलो. 165 रियली इम्प्रेस किसको करूंगा यार, मतलब ज्यादा करके किसको इम्प्रेस करने वाला हूं यहाँ पे. सच्ची बता रहा हूं, 161 is what I think will happen. Ashley Gardner slowly freeing her arms up. We will see an over or two from Hayley Matthews that could go for 15 runs or even more. So yeah, you never know. This is my prediction. यार मेलविल भाई थोड़ा तो मतलब कहाँ ऑप्टिमिस्टिक रहो यार. 106.
Because any total lesser than 150, I don't think Mumbai will be challenged, right?
Oh my goodness, yaar. Juicy full toss let go off. Come on. I stand corrected on that. Thank you so much, Sanjay. Hayley did bowl too. That means this was the 5th over of spin. Still, given that we saw 14 overs of spin by RCB, we saw 14 overs of spin by... No, there was more than 14 overs. 16 overs of spin by... what's
UP?
the team? UP Warriors. Oh no, it was 14 overs by UP Warriors and 14 overs by both UP Warriors and Royal Challengers Bangalore, because RCB had 3 overs of Renuka, 2 of Perry and 1 of Sophie, making it 6, of course. So yeah, fair point. 14 overs from both sides. So which is why, again, will be very interesting to see. This is a very different strategy they're going for. Let's see if it goes in their favor. So far, so good. 72 for 5, 12 overs done. It's definitely working for them.
Pooja Vastrakar finally in the attack.
नहीं गोल डाला था ना बीच में.
But back in the attack, no?
Yeah. Let's see again. Let's see if Harman continues with her, persists with her, or this could potentially be her last over of the match. For 165, they'll need 25 overs at least, says Priyanshu. Baapre.
Arey.
Oh, yeah, that's another four, another four. There you go. Come on. Go, Gujarat, go! Someone mentioned, Gujarat Giants remind them of the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Well, they've definitely got the orange color, right? if to begin with, at least.
But I think someone in the comments also referenced this, like Gujarat Giants to like Punjab Kings as well, right? Clueless in the auction, clueless on the field as well. Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, let's not talk about it here, but yeah.
Okay. Now it's Soumi's turn to be slightly diplomatic, if not a lot more. But फिर भी यार 120 130 से तो ज़्यादा बनना चाहिए. And problem ये है
It's
ना
not
कि
going to challenge Mumbai.
हाँ exactly under par total के साथ problem है कि their bowling is their weaker suit, at least on sort of first glance. That's how it looks like. तो अगर आपकी बैटिंग अच्छी है और आप 77 for 5 हो तो फिर bowling फिर क्या ही कर पाएंगे.
तो आप लोग इस मैच के लिए आप लोग ये सोच के आए थे कि बहुत बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव मैच होगा, बहुत बढ़िया सा, मतलब पिछले 2 दिन जैसा नेल बाइटिंग हो, तो ये सोच के आए थे क्या?
I was genuinely expecting Mooney to sort of come up with a proper 70-80, yeah, and single-handedly take Gujarat Giants to 161. Arey yaar!
And I also thought a lot would rely on the toss, like who would win the toss, who would bat first. I mean, Mumbai being Mumbai, they would of course put up a very big total, but thoda tha, hope ki Gujarat will give a fight, but not to be the case, I suppose.
वो होता है तो मतलब हम अच्छे से सरप्राइज होते हैं. मैं तो बिल्कुल तैयार हूँ कि आज बहुत जल्दी सो जाएंगे.
वाह, ये ऑप्टिमिज्म जहाँ दिखाना था वहां पे तो नहीं था, यहाँ पे ऑप्टिमिज्म आ रहा है कि हाँ मैच तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा यार, उसका तो टेंशन नहीं है. बट व्हाट आई
कल मंडे है, मंडे ऑफिस जाना पड़ता है.
मैं तो मंडे अभी सिर्फ मंडे नाइट लाइव की याद आती है यार. दैट फील यार, unnecessary Mooney, man. She shouldn't have gotten out. Like, she would have eaten Saika Ishaq for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Again, I'm saying that because this was a negative matchup. Left arm, a slow left armer to a left-hander. She would have loved...
That's why she's coming in so late.
Probably. Again, beaten for pace. For someone... I mean, for a Western batter, it's so surprising to see that she's consistently been beaten for pace. First Shabnam Ismail, now Pooja Vasikar. Of course, Pooja Vasikar is arguably one of India's fastest bowlers when it comes to pace.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's bowling 115 clicks, but even then, like, it's almost like bat or ball में मतलब कोई मेल ही नहीं, एकदम bat कहीं और है, ball कहीं और है. Only one thing remains to make Gujarat Giants in the OGs list with performance kept aside. A motto like Isala Cup number, of course. Back in the day, Monday Night Live Monday Night Raw वाली feeling क्या जाने यार. मैं जानता हूँ यार, मैं देखता था WWE पहले. I was a huge John Cena fan, like most of my friends itna, and I've actually sort of woken up early in the morning to catch Royal Rumble live. बहुत पागल fan था, but that was just a 2-3 year phase. In fact, our team in cricket.com, there are a couple of colleagues who are still diehard fans of WWE. In fact, yesterday, one of our teammates India-England match cover कर रहा है live और साथ में he's watching WWE. साथ में it was Saturday something चल रहा है, he's watching the game, and I genuinely asked him, do you actually watch this or are you just watching it ironically, to laugh at it? He was like, no bro, I'm a big fan of it. Like, wow man. अरे connect तो कर यार.
That's
right.
Amelia Kerr with the breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yep. And Ashley Gardner's not in any form whatsoever. That lean sort of patch seems to be continuing in the WPL as well. Hardly seemed, in control. Most of her shots were mistimed. This was no different yet again.
And I also saw the most bizarre thing in the stands right now. There's this fan who's wearing a Mumbai Indians blue shirt and is having an RCB flag. What is happening?
Why not?
Logic left the room, you know?
Incredible India. Bas. No, but do you potentially think Ashley Gardner could be dropped for Laura Wolfart? Open with Laura and whoever opens. Mooney opens.
Mooney?
Yeah, Hurley number 3. Number 4 pe, who do you bring in at number 4? You can bring in Phoebe, yeah. Number 5 pe Veda. Number 5 pe Veda. 6 Hemlata. 7. Do you think that's a potential sort of
Definitely.
combination they can look at?
They can definitely consider that, but Laura Wolfhard off late, if you've seen her weaknesses against that outside off ball, she's playing balls coming at fifth stump, sixth stump. So if there's a good pacer from the other end, I don't see her survive that onslaught. But I think adding her to the batting would nevertheless, beef up the batting. And Laura Wolfhard used to also kind of play at number 4 or something. I can't remember which franchisee, but she used to come in a little later as well. 100th था या WPL याद नहीं आ रहा है.
WPL में तो open करी थी, at least strikers में थी ना. अरे bold यार, what a ball! Straight through the gate, नहीं रहना. Oh my goodness.
Game set match Mumbai. There's no way Gujarat is making any.
देख रहे हो, मैं अभी भी optimistic थी.
अरे नहीं, मतलब at least they would get to a decent total of 120 now. I think they're going to fold for like 100.
That's what I'm saying. I was full optimist with the 120.
Yeah, they're going to crush them here, man. Oh, this is getting back to worse.
Yeah, talking of WWE, I don't know if any 90s kids here. I mean, तुम लोग तो बहुत बच्चे हो. We used to play those trump cards. Like
खेले यार,
trump
मैं भी
cards used to कब आए थे? क्या?
Of course, बहुत खेलता था. I would be hoping कि मेरे को Undertaker का मिल जाए या Shawn Michaels का मिल जाए, कुछ भी. I genuinely used to play a lot of it.
मैं जब देखती थी तब Tuesday night को आता था Raw आता था Monday को और Tuesday को SmackDown आता था. तब शायद Friday वगैरह को आता है ना?
हाँ, Friday SmackDown और Monday Raw.
Yeah.
Me with my cricket attacks cards in the side. Gold color, silver
no.
color cards.
Cricket, I have a collection, by the way. I in fact was gifted. मेरे को cricket attacks से, I'll show you my collection. I have a collection of every card out there. I'm not even kidding. IPL 2012, I have every card. I collected every card, the gold and all of that stuff. I was given a special minted box to store it, and I'll show you. So, and I'm hoping कि ऐसा 10-20 साल बाद baseball cards के तरह उसका भी value बढ़ जाएगा और मैं बेच दूंगा, थोड़े पैसे बन जाएंगे. I'll show you. I have Amelia Kerr in the middle of a fantastic over.
Yeah. Just look at that dot, wicket. Wow, brilliant stuff.
That googly, man. Classic leg spinners. This must have would have
True.
loved to see that, yeah. Fair enough, Hayes. Fair enough. For yes.
Misfield.
Yeah. Unlikely misfield. Uncharacteristic misfield, so to say. Kirtana Balakrishnan. Let's see if she gets the ball now from the other end. Leg spinners from both ends. That could potentially happen. For reaching Akshay's 165, GG will need 2 matches. I hope, because GG next play RCB. What scares me when teams face such demoralizing defeats before playing RCB is इसके बाद they make a comeback यार. इसीलिए I usually support the team RCB is going to play next in their previous games. अगर जीत जाती है ना तो एकदम they tend to get complacent कि हाँ मैच जीत गए and all of that, and then they tend to lose. मतलब इतना overthink करता हूँ. अभी इतना हार रहे हैं. अभी पूरा ऐसा मोटिवेशनल स्पीच मिलेगा, सब मिलेगा. बेंसमोनी आके फेल देगी एकदम. मतलब देखना 50 बॉल में 100 मार के एशली गार्डनर के आके 20 बॉल में 50 मार के जाएगी. ठीक होगा. It is Kirtana Balakrishnan, of course. Sulan Goswami, इतना क्या सोच रही हो यार? मतलब 82 over 7 है और 14 ओवर हो भी चुका है. ऐसा भी नहीं कि कुछ है. So let's see. But again, if you had to sort of say that there is some weakness, so to say, or something that can be exploited, what do you think when it comes to the Mumbai attack? Is there anything?
I mean, looking at the Mumbai attack, that's an interesting one, because Shabnam Ismail is, I think, right now that purple patch has gotten wickets in that crucial phase of the game. Last game though we were looking at the fact that Amelia Kerr and Hayley Matthews did not have the best of the spells, but you always have star bowlers who are kind of equating or balancing that out. So I think that is a characteristic of Mumbai Indians, right? Agar ek ne khel rahe to you always have someone coming in to kind of make that impact. The pace bowling department, in all honesty, looks good, right? With Pooja Vastrakar and Shabnam Ismail, it really looks formidable. And even Nat Silverbrunt, bowling those few overs, I don't think they have anything to be concerned on that front. I also want to see how they're going to use Amanjot, right? Because we haven't seen her bowl as well. Batting, maybe like she came in much later, right, in that first game. So yeah, I wouldn't call her a weakling, but I just want to see where's the opportunity for her to kind of excel in this scenario and just add on.
Interesting. Show me, what about you? Oh, another edge and another 4. All right. Matlab, as scratchy as they might be, they'll take them as they come. But show me, if you had to sort of, nitpick here and talk about some weaknesses of Mumbai Indians that oppositions could potentially look to exploit, what would they be?
A couple of things. One is that, something that we were worried about earlier was whether the Indian batters will come back to form. I think, especially for Mumbai Indians, that has been the reality, that they have come back to their own self. That's a good news for them. If we have to really nitpick, then probably in the last game, we have seen that a few bowlers, like except for, as we spoke in the beginning, apart from definitely Shabnam Ismail and a couple of overs of Saika, bowlers were not looking the most fluent. And as the matches progressed...
Oh, by the way, sorry, have to cut you there. That does not look good. Shabnam Ismail seems to be grimacing there. I don't know if I don't know if she's sort of walked. Yeah. She's holding a knee still. Not good signs. I'm not sure if it's a cramp. I feel her knee stuck or no, something's happened there. Ooh, let's hope it's all fine with her there, because that's the last thing they'd want. Especially
considering Issy Wong,
Yeah, exactly. That could potentially become the loophole. I mean, not loophole, the gap that other
the
teams
weakness to be exploited. Yeah.
But I'll add a couple. Let's see what's happened there. Ooh, okay, she fell on her chest. It seems like she fell on her chest. Oh, that's definitely not a cramp. That's. Let's hope that it's only a bruise and nothing too serious.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, another thing would be in terms of bowling options. If you are, again, with the new ball, if you are able to negotiate Shabnam Ismail, like that's what Delhi Capitals did right in the first game. Barring Shefali Verma, they ensured they didn't lose their wickets to Shabnam Ismail. They ensured that they just played her out. And they were able to attack. If you remember, Amelia Kerr was attacked. Hayley Matthews was attacked. It's not that you can't play them. They're not unplayable. Same is the case with Nat Silverbrandt. Phoebe Litchfield,
like... She wasn't the best in the last game.
Exactly. So... And Pooja Vasakar, of course, is not being used. That fifth bowler is anyway going to be someone they can target. Kirtana Balakrishnan went for a few in the last game as well, in the only over she bowled. So I feel you can, like Shabnam Ismail, because she's been able to give such good starts, it sort of rocks back the opposition, and then they tend to play defensively against, the other players, giving the other players a chance to sort of come into the game. So that's where I feel if they are sort of, able to somehow get through Shabnam Ismail early on without too many casualties or any casualties for that matter, then that'll be great. That'll definitely be great.
I agree with you on that, because Delhi, right, they really had a slow start. They did not have the best of the possible power plays. But again, they really stuck it out there.
But straight to short third. Okay, not a run out. Yeah, exactly. 28 for 2 at the end of the power play. 28 for 1, sorry, at the end of the power play.
Exactly. They stuck it out, and we saw how Alice Capsey and Meg Lanning partnership really, changed their fortune. So if you can brave that Shabnam Ismail early onslaught, I think, the teams can aim for a bigger total, go after those other bowlers as well, right, who don't bring in the same skill set or capability as, say, a Shabnam Ismail brings.
Fair enough. Which is why I feel, the Mumbai UP game actually will be very interesting, because UP's batting is solid in terms of the kind of options they have. There's Alisa Healy, there's Grace Harris, of course, there's Talia McGrath, then there's Shweta Sehrawat seemed really good. Nick, again, like
Poonam
if she doesn't have to face Poonam Khemnad, yes, that's another name you can add. If they don't have to face much of Shabnam Ismail, I really think they can get into the other Mumbai bowlers.
Yeah.
And it'll be very interesting, which is why I felt that Delhi had sort of already set a template in terms of how to play the Mumbai Indians group, the bowling attack at least. Unfortunate that, Gujarat didn't really sort of stick to it, because they lost 3 wickets to Shabnam Ismail. And that last one, Mooney's, was absolutely a gift. Oh! Almost another one there. Because
and also...
Sorry, I'll just take this comment. Gardner isn't in form. So why should GG replace Tahu? Shouldn't GG replace Gardner? ये क्या बात हुई? Gardner form में नहीं है तो उस part को तुम Tahu ये क्या?
मतलब like for like replacement भी नहीं है ये.
Like for like तो नहीं है. Batting तुम्हें ज़्यादा करनी है. If you want to strengthen your batting, तुम Tahu को निकाल दोगे तो फिर bowling में क्या बचेगा? तंबूरा. मतलब क्या खेलोगे? किसके साथ? That's crazy. Sorry, Neha, you wanted to say something though.
Yeah, I was also going to bring in this point of looking at Mumbai's batting as well, right? They might actually struggle a lot against spin, and talking about UP ka spin bowling attack as well,
Yeah.
they might come in really strong, right? So that might actually end up becoming a mouth-watering clash that none of us would have probably seen coming, right?
And I could potentially be going to the stadium for that.
Ooh.
People, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. Let's see what. Uh, I'm forgetting what I wanted to say, Chucket. Why is Diatra bought and sold? She would have scored a lot of runs at the Chinnaswamy. Yeah, तब तो पता भी नहीं था ना कि matches कहाँ पे होने वाले हैं. But why was she unsold? Even I'm not sure. Gujarat Giants were obviously not going to go for her. And UP Warriors, because Rani White came earlier in the order, they directly went for her immediately, and she was a base price pick. उसके बाद तो they also didn't go for any top order players in the auction. फिर replacement की जब बारी आई, चमारी अटपटू में भी left hand वाला भी थोड़ा सीन रहा होगा. They probably wanted to add a left-hander or two because उनके top order में I can't think of any left-handers. Deepti Sharma is the only left-hander arguably in their lineup even. Or you can add Sophie Eccleston if you want. No, Sophie's also right. Sorry. So yeah, that's why that.
And I think most of the teams already had their top order kind of decked with batters, overseas Hoya, national players as well. That's why even the likes of like Priya Punya, all of them went unsold, right? Because unless you're like the cream de la creme of having played for the Indian team or something, I think it's very difficult to make inroads, right?
Yep, 100%. And yeah, I forgot. Wait, who's Shweta Sehrawat's partner? Delhi में?
Partner as in?
Opening partner. हम कल जिसकी बात कर रहे थे मैं.
अरे प्रिया पुनिया ना?
प्रिया पुनिया.
प्रिया पुनिया ही है क्या? नहीं प्रिया पुनिया बोला था ना. मैंने किसका नाम लिया था फिर?
I think you took Priya Punya's name, right?
हाँ, but it wasn't Priya Punya, right? You said Priya Punya plays for Uttarakhand.
Arey, you took Poonam Raut's name, and she has problems with strike rate, bhai. She's a no-go in T20s. I might get cancelled for this, but no, I don't think so.
Who's a no-go?
Poonam Raut is a no-go in T20s. मतलब
सोशल मीडिया वाले थोड़ा क्लिप करके डाल दो यार, थोड़ा कैंसिल करा देते हैं नेहा को.
There might be people who would agree with it, and the domestic season she was like having a strike rate of 90 and all that, but I don't see her fitting into any of the teams right now.
Fair enough. I hope at least this Hayley Matthews over goes for a few. यार कुछ तो करो. Catherine Bryce, चलो. थोड़ा कुछ entertainment चाहिए. Tushar Singh meanwhile saying opening with Veda was a foolish move. You need a technically sound batter to face a swinging ball against Shabnam Ismail. तो आप किसकी बात कर रहे हो? You think Phoebe Litchfield should have opened? Or do you think Laura Wolfhard should have played? Who are you talking about when you're referring to a technically sound batsman? Because it's not like Veda is technically incompetent. So yeah. By the way, I was watching a lot of highlights of S. Meghna. Trust me, my YouTube history is now just filled with S. Meghna just to see the technique, but it just does not give me any confidence. Yeah, I'm sorry. Again, thankful that she got those runs, but again, not my place. I don't know. Maybe this is how she's learned her cricket, so she sort of only knows how to play. I was watching highlights of her 73, when she played for Trailblazers in that 2020 knock where she opened with Mandana. But yeah, that bat, it's just hanging in the air a bit too much. It's too much. Like I feel someone can work on it for her, but I don't know. Maybe that's what works best for her. So that's why they've just let it be. As long as she gets the runs, we can't really complain.
At one point, she was actually considered as this, replacement sort of player for Jemima in that middle order as well. Yeah.
I remember that. Exactly, guys. Like dabana mat bhuliye. Please do make sure you're hitting the like button if you haven't already. And I hope GG play exactly like this versus RCB day after tomorrow. You and me both, my friend. You and me both.
Day after tomorrow is RCB, no?
Yeah, RCB versus Gujarat. इसीलिए. Saravanan asking what should Gujarat do to revamp the squad and any Indian suggestions for Gujarat? Melville's like, revamp? Bro, it's the first match of the new season. Already revamp शुरू. ये तो मैच खत्म क्या पहला इनिंग्स भी खत्म नहीं हुआ.
नहीं, I think he's asking for a playing 11 ना.
Playing 11 में revamp नो स्क्वाड ही बोला है. रिवैम्प मतलब स्क्वाड ही होगा. प्लेइंग 11 रिवैम्प करने के लिए भी उनके पास कुछ है नहीं वैसे, मतलब ज्यादा कुछ
यही हमारा एग्जैक्ट प्लेइंग 11 था शायद.
वही एग्जैक्टली प्रीटी मच यही था. Just barring maybe Tanuja Kanwar
Yeah.
ke badle Mannat Kashyap thi, but in terms of the structure, it was the same. Phoebe Litchfield, I mean, someone else to open so that Phoebe Litchfield can bat in the middle order and Leah Tahu who can play for them. So Tushar also just sort of explaining himself there. He says, Veda usually bats at number 4 or 5, and how do you expect her to face a swinging ball? And yeah, Phoebe Litchfield would have been a better option, though she didn't come good today. But we discussed this, right? The issue with, having Beth and Phoebe open is, ek bhi out ho gaya, the kind of pressure the rest of the batters would have to face would be too much. Because you would like to have that cushion of, knowing ki boss, someone like an informed Phoebe Litchfield is yet to come to bat. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, the batting is too fragile in that middle order and late middle order. So if you put in Phoebe up that early, I think it would be a kill. Unless you bring in Laura Wolfhard and putting Phoebe later. Yeah.
कहाँ से लाएंगे लॉरा को यार मतलब वही देखना पड़ेगा Ashley Gardner probably they'll give her a couple more games and see. You know what? Again, early call. Ashley Gardner could potentially be let go of at the end of the season. That's a 4. Dude, Tanuja Kanwar, to be honest, has seemed the most confident domestic batter today.
Yeah,
The
from the
most
looks of it,
confident, yeah.
definitely.
So, chalo, let's see. But Ashley Gardner, she could potentially be let go of, She could.
If her form continues to drop, then I think it is very, very likely that's going to happen.
Exactly. Chalo, Tanuja, ek do aur maar do.
Was that a cotton ball?
Yeah, it seemed like that. Ricocheted off her hand. Oh, good fielding effort there from Nat Brunt. Meanwhile, Sarvanan also saying, Melville GG season is over. Khatam, tata, goodbye. Let's talk about the next season. टाइम देते हैं इतनी जल्दी तो हम भी कुछ नहीं बोल सकते यार पता भी नहीं कि दूसरे टीम्स के कौन प्लेयर्स अच्छे फॉर्म में होंगे अच्छे फॉर्म में नहीं होंगे कौन छोड़ा जा सकता है कुछ भी नहीं पता लेट्स वेट ऑन दैट उनके पहले ही मैच में नेक्स्ट सीजन कैसा जाएगा अभी इतना भी नहीं यार at least she's stepping down the track she's definitely looked confident while playing or attacking the ball. If GG is so bad, why are you worrying for the match against RCB? Asks Priyanshu. Have you not learned anything about RCB fans? Especially after following us for so long. Come on, Priyanshu. Come on. RCB could be playing Banshankari 11 and I'd still be just as tense. Because that's RCB for you. We don't know. On their day, I can get a 5-er against them. On their worst day. Problem with
I'll be missing out the match on GG versus RCB. I don't know whether to be happy or okay about it. मैं एटलीस्ट शांति से मैच देखूंगी बैठ के
शांति से तो मैंने लाइफ में
अक्षय एंजाइटी
आरसीबी का मैच मैंने कभी शांति से नहीं देखा आई वेरी रेयरली हैव आई सीन एन आरसीबी मैच ऐसा एकदम शांत चल रहा है चलने तो कभी नहीं होता वैसा
अरे हम लोग the point of time you were not there was so much shanti in this chat. I mean Neha and I could hear each other.
Oh wow, look at that. But yeah, I guess that's what you have to live with when you sort of try to watch an RCB game with me, I guess. But yeah, do make sure you tune in, of course. It is on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. sharp. Soumi might not be with us, but Nikhil Bhai will be with us. So he'll be there to banter me, to troll me, of course. So he'll have a Baitha Bithaya troll live in front of me. So it'll be great fun. It'll make for great viewing. It'll make for great discussions as well. A lot of things to talk about because he's an ardent UP Warriors fan. Tomorrow, UP Warriors go up against the Delhi Capitals. So we will... could be another 4 there for Tanuja Kanwar. Yep. She's playing really well there.
A good cameo, yaar. Matlab, coming in this late.
Exactly. Could even be their highest run scorer, by the way, in this innings. So far, it was Beth Mooney with 22, if I'm not wrong. Have to just confirm on that. But excellent playing this from her. Tanuja Kanwar's never played for India, right?
Not yet.
24 is the highest score so far for the Giants. So yeah, she could definitely go ahead. And that's a 33-run partnership meanwhile. अरे भाई मतलब Sante de Cruz saying अक्षय मूड है भाई ये बोलना आसान है जब आरसीबी मैच हार रही होगी ना तब तुम्हें समझ आएगा कि क्यों
So actually the first part of the comment was I think ouch.
अरे Sante bhai or behan sorry again Sante de Cruz does not seem I mean it's gender neutral so I'll have to keep it that way I hope you can also clarify yourself there. Neha seems to be hurt, and rightfully so. Come on, you don't have to be that harsh.
I mean, we really
But
have to keep the conversation going nonetheless, but yeah.
no, 100%. You don't have to worry again. To each their own. Oh, finally! Find the bones of it. Catherine Rice showing some Scottish. I don't know what Scotland
Flavor?
famous for. Flavory बोला है
Scottish?
क्या? Hey, Scottish whiskey. Oh my goodness.
Whiskey?
वही यार कैसे भूल गया? Scottish Highlands. How did I forget this? यार इतना मैं Scottish whiskey. Yeah, sorry. Of course, showing showing the power of Scottish whiskey. Let's just put it that way. An excellent shot, though. Excellent shot. Nah, that's not out. We got a glimpse of it during the RCB auction watch along. Of course, you did. Of course, I'm guessing they're referring to the Pat Cummins buy. Not my brightest moment under the sun, but yeah, it definitely sort of went viral, so can't complain, I guess, because
Yeah,
that's
a lot of these fan pages, I think, picked on it and
yeah.
sensation overnight. You and Avnish,
Yeah. Trust me when I say this. Avnish and I, during an RCB game, it's definitely fun. At least for us, for the two of us, yeah, it's basically me multiplied by 2. So yeah, you can imagine what it would be. Avnish will of course be joining us. Hopefully if potentially we'll try and get all 4 of us together, and if RCB is playing that day, yeah, hell hath no fury. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, man, she's planted a foot in यार. मतलब मैं फ्रंट लैंग्वेज से बोल रहा हूँ भाई. Foot planted था, sweep shot खेल रही है. Ooh, okay. I stand corrected. थोड़ा बाहर गया था, but she's in for sure. Is it me, or do you also think that in women's cricket, shots towards the back are played a lot more than men's cricket? Interesting observation. Neha, let's start with you. What do you think? Agree with that observation? Disagree with it?
I think, there is more innovation in shot making, perhaps, and that's why we see a lot of these cricketers, access that back wala region, the cuts and, the scoops and everything. So in that sense, I can't exactly say that it's more, but we definitely see this variant played, in women's cricket. Is that going? No, it's not.
Two. Yep, 2 runs done. All right, not too bad. Slowly but steadily, they are getting a few runs under the belt, so that's definitely a good sign. Show me, what about you, though, in terms of the kind of shots? Do you agree with that, in terms of a lot of shots being played behind the square, like, those ramps and scoops and all of that? Do you think they played a lot more in women's cricket than men's?
Yeah, I haven't seen as much women's cricket as both of you, but yes, my perception of this is that, what happened?
Missed opportunity that should have been dispatched. She didn't have to even reverse sweep, but cut maar sakti thi. Short, wide. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Soumi.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of sweeps, the reverse sweeps, etc. But I still feel the innovative shots that still are being played in men's cricket is a lot more, especially those switch hits and all when they started coming up. I think it's still more innovative there.
I have a slightly mixed answer. When it comes to skill and execution, I feel men's cricket is a lot more evolved. Also because, these shots have been played in men's cricket for a longer time. 15 साल पहले से हम लोग KP को देख रहे थे, मुरली को switch hit कर रहा था, Scott Cyrus को switch hit कर रहा था. We've seen Dilshan play those scoops and all of that, which is primarily why, that way in terms of execution, sure, yeah, men's cricket is a lot more evolved. They are, like, you see Glenn Maxwell playing a reverse sweep, you think he's a left-hander. You don't think of it as a reverse sweep. That's his goal. Oh, in the gap. Nice, yaar. Speaking of reverse sweeps, Tanuja Kanwar brings out her reverse sweeping skills. Nice, yaar. Tanuja Kanwar here playing a fantastic cameo, yaar. At 7 people thought they'd be bundled out for 81. Look at that. A great recovery, I'll have to say. And is that the 50-run partnership as well? What's the score? We'd love to see what the score is.
Yeah.
It's 124, so it's a 46. They are at 46 right now. Let's hope they get one more bounty and make it 50. Brilliant partnership, this. So yeah, execution-wise, men's cricket's definitely right up there. But when it comes to frequency and usage, that's why women's cricket, you would see it being played a lot more. Execution mein thoda dhoka kha sakte hain, but they played a lot more. And one more reason why I think this happens is also because of the 4 fielders outside the circle rule.
Definitely.
Because there's 1 fielder less, invariably you see the short third and the short fine inside the circle. You don't see a third man or a fine leg in the middle overs or at the death, which allows them to, try attempt that shot and clear the field there. So fair point, fair observation. That's what I think. But yeah, interesting, man. Let's see, 140 potentially यहाँ से 4 ball कुछ. Oh, almost once again, almost. क्या लगता है कितना मार रहे हैं यहाँ से?
My prediction, I still stick with that 131. I suppose they will get that.
Okay, show me.
It's 3 more balls, right?
Oh, that's all.
Man. 2 runs shy of the 50-run partnership, but nonetheless, a fantastic innings this by Tanuja Kanwar. Coming in at number 9, 28 of 20. Hats off. No one really saw that coming. So great knock. And excellent supporting role played, by her there. Great. Oh, completely slipped there. Oh my goodness.
Hopefully nothing's happened to the ankle there.
Yeah. Ankle, torso, hammy. Let's hope everything's in place. The way she sort of did a split with her pads on. So that's definitely not an easy thing to do for sure. Interesting. Amelia Kaur gets a wicket. A fighting knock, 100%. Saravanan coming up with arguably the most lame joke of this watch along at least. भाई ऐसा शेट्टी भाई होते या बहन होते तो गजब. शिल्पा शेट्टी सारे शेट्टी.
Yeah. They're all my aunts, uncles. I've told this to a lot of people, gotten away.
बोल देने का बस. Our graphic designer is also Shetty. Yeah. Sunil Shetty. हाँ, अरे हाँ, जानते हैं ना, of course. Show me. You can plug in now. There you go. Someone's asked.
That's it's called Cricket Fan Podcast on it's you will find the links mostly on my Instagram profile as well. So it's usually up every Thursday or Friday. So ensure that you visit Six Pack and Sixers on Instagram every Thursday or Friday. You'll get the link.
6 pack and Sixers, never on the back foot there.
Another stumping. Wow.
That's 3 stumpings in the game today, if I'm not wrong. There was a third one. Diana and Hemlata was also stumped, if I'm not wrong. Who was it?
I think it was her, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I feel there was a third stumping.
No, not Hemlata. I think she hit a aerial shot that was caught, not her.
No, there's no one. I just checked the scorecard. 126 for 9 is what the Gujarat Giants have ended with. But before we get into, summary, discussing best batter, best bowler and all of that, at least one thing's for sure. Shabnam Ismail ko agar tum khel sakte ho, this Mumbai attack is definitely not invincible because even Gujarat Giants showed today 78 for 7, so they were able to go to 126 primarily because they were only playing Kirtana Balakrishnan, Amelia Kaur, Hayley Matthews. None of them were able to take the wickets. So going to show again, Amelia Kaur did get those wickets in the end, but that was in the last over when they were like, you know what, we have absolutely nothing to lose. Let's just go for our shots. So do you think in some sense, this is something that the opposition should look at a lot more. Show me like Shabnam ko khelo bas. ढंग से खेलो उसके बाद है आपके पास उसके बाद आपके पास है enough options to attack and get your runs.
I think yes, और यही generally हर टीम का strategy होता है. I mean best bowler को play out कर लो. You have enough overs to play after that. If you can preserve your batting order, I think that's the most important. 20 over खेलना होता है तो you must ensure that you have your attacking options for the ones where you can attack. And I think this is spoken more often, like this is almost pretty much the strategy everybody takes up.
Neha, what about you? Is that a fair assessment, or do you think that the other bowlers will definitely come in when the situation sort of arises?
I think I believe in that school of thought that the other bowlers will come to the party. I know the bowling attack here again largely hinges on Shabnam as well, but I think even Amelia Kaur today, right? She looked like a much improved version of herself compared to yesterday, and the wicket tally literally speaks for itself. Agreed, it was like lower order batters and tail enders. Yet, I think she was still looking good. So probably getting through that phase of Shabnam as well will be crucial for any team. But then I think Mumbai still has the options. You still have Saika Ishak, you still have Amelia Kaur who can pose to be that threat. Even Nat Silverbrunt, right? Today, although she was getting that cutter sort of wrong, and it was not going ideal. It was going for a few wides here and there. Yet she was able to generate chances, even got a wicket, right? So if you're playing against the weaker batting sides, I don't think it's much of a concern. But going ahead, yeah, playing out Shabnam Ismail will be crucial, and later there will still be threats, but not as menacing as we like to think.
Interesting. And what do you think? 127 to win? Possible?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really difficult for Gujarat to kind of defend this. I mean,
Okay.
just looking at their bowling also, it isn't like inspiring a lot of confidence. They already seem like a very depleted pace bowling side, right? I mean, you have Leah Tahu and Meghna Singh, but again, recency and everything you look at, they haven't like been in their best as yet, and even like in general the bowling, right? Like the spin bowling side of things, Sneh Rana, Ash Gardner. I'm looking forward to seeing Tanuja Kanwar, get a few overs, hopefully, which is good in the domestic circuit. Was actually amongst the runs in the T20 and ODI trophy as well. So I think Mumbai is going to chase this down fairly simply, but hopefully Gujarat's bowling can actually, put up a fight and make a match out of this.
All right. I mean, you spoke about Tanuja Kanwar and her bowling, but before that, let's talk about her batting, guy. I mean, she was UP, I mean, not UP Warriors, sorry, the other side. It's Gujarat Giants, of course. She was their best batter today, something I don't think a lot of us saw coming. In a side filled with stars like Beth Mooney, Phoebe Litchfield, Laura Wolford, Ashley Gardner, even. Tanuja Kanwar at number 9 turns out to be their highest run scorer, almost a reflection of the kind of side Gujarat Giants have built in some sense. Maybe, maybe not, but 28 runs of 21 balls. Very, very good, because the time, the entry point for her the entry point for her saw Gujarat Giants in a very precarious position, to put it simply. They were at 78 for 7, almost on the brink of an all out. And from there to be able to, lift them and to, score those additional runs. What did you make of the batting performance there, yeah, by Tanuja Neha?
Quite impressed with her because Gujarat Giants is having that textbook demise, with their batting. A lot of crucial batters lost. Yet she was batting with so much solidity, and again, referencing what you said, that she was looking the most assured domestic batter, right, with that sort of a knock. And it was really refreshing to see, that at least she was batting well. That ensured that Gujarat at least came up with this total. That partnership with Catherine Bryce was really the biggest takeaway, and something, of course, Gujarat Giants will have a review meeting. They will look at this positive, that we had one of our players kind of step up and take a lot of those risks. Even the shot that she got out, one might in hindsight think it was a very irresponsible shot, but she was trying to go after the bowling, and it was a fair chance to take, right? So in that sense, I think she'll be very pleased with her batting performance. And as Melville says, it was a fighting knock. Otherwise, it would have really made things complicated, because the way Catherine Price is going at the other end, just taking her time to settle in, she's really miscuing a lot of those deliveries, not even able to get a bat onto some of the balls. And I think, Nat Siver and even Pooja Avasthekar were bowling. So I think Tanuja Kanwar's knock really made that difference to at least get to this total and maybe make a match out of it.
All right, fair enough. And also, since you mentioned Catherine Bryce, what did you make of that? WPL debut coming in when, her side is in all sorts of trouble, to be able to, sort of at least stay there, consume those balls, ensure that, her side did not get all out. At least did not get bundled out. And that shot, that 6 definitely was the highlight of her innings, fantastic shot. Do you think the potential is there, and you could probably see her sort of, playing a lot more this season?
Definitely. She will play a lot more this season, because as we see Gujarat, they might struggle with their 4 overseas options, till they get that combination right. Catherine Bryce is that perfect, associate player who can play. Today probably wouldn't, she wouldn't remember it as a very fond debut, because, the timing she came in was of a position, in the match where there's already a lot of pressure, right? So in that sense, she would be proud of her performance, hitting that 6 and everything. But somewhere I think she would also be ruining her chances of not being able to get those 2s or even more boundaries. But again, the situation was that of pressure, so we'll have to give her the benefit of doubt. But I'm fairly confident she is going to play the rest of the season, and there's no doubt about that.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the opposition as well, because they had a field day today, as expected. Some of them even called it a lopsided contest. the scorecard so far suggests that, just having to defend 127 won't be the easiest of tasks, let alone the fact that, they're playing at a batter friendly surface like the Chinnaswamy. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Mumbai Indians, one of their best bowlers today was Amelia Kerr, in terms of that 4 for and all of that. Priyanshu also going on to say it might be too early, but Amelia Kerr has the potential to be as great as Elise Perry, just 23 right now. In fact, I'll go one step further and say she has the ability and the potential to sort of go above her and beyond her. Because in terms of her batting credentials, we don't have to remind you of her highest score in ODI cricket. Clearly, there's already a lot of feathers in her cap. It's a fairly illustrious career that she's built for herself.
Definitely.
So it's only going to be onwards and upwards to sort of be cliched. But she's not the best bowler for the day today simply because of the fact that Shabnam Ismail came up with a top notch spell with the new ball. And then even, in the middle overs when she came in for her last over, she got the all-important wicket of Beth Mooney. There you go. The kind of spell she played. 4 overs. She bowled, 4 overs, 3 for 18. An economy of 4.5. 4.5. Importantly, 15 dots. 15 dots. That's worth its weight in gold, right? Especially at a venue like the Chinnaswamy, Neha.
Definitely. I think it was Shabnam Ismail's spell, right? That kind of set the tone for the rest of the match. She got all those crucial wickets. And, that initial burst of wickets actually put a lot of pressure on Gujarat. That kind of ensured that they got to this low total. But credits to her, man. The way she bowled and, coming into this Mumbai set, a lot of people are like, does Mumbai really need her and everything? She just, I think, quieted all those critics. Again, it brings us to the point that Issy Wong is clearly out of form. So you definitely need, a player like Shabnam Ismail, and she's making her stay here worth it, right? Getting those crucial wickets and breakthroughs, and also being such a menacing bowler, not just to the Gujarat team, right? We did see glimpses of that in that Delhi game as well. I'm sure through the season also we will see a lot more of these performances. So I'm very confident that Shabnam Ismail is, the key to Mumbai's success in that bowling lineup and for the rest of the season.
Interesting. And, speaking about how the game proceeded, Neha, in terms of the summary, if you could sort of walk us through it, like what did we see?
I think we just saw a disastrous batting outing for Gujarat Giants, extremely lopsided in the favor of Mumbai. Batting first, if you're getting just 126, it is never a good sign. They lost a lot of their early wickets, which was again very far from ideal. Convincing thing to see was the kind of partnership, right, that Tanuja Kanwar and Catherine Bryce kind of stitched together, which was again very refreshing. And Tanuja Kanwar, coming in that late, playing that cameo was quite interesting to see. And I'd also like to look at how the batters early on, right, be it Beth Mooney, Phoebe Litchfield, really did not take responsibility. That kind of attributed to this low score as well. But credits to the Mumbai bowling, right? The scorecard definitely does show Amelia Kerr with 4 scalps, but that was only possible because Shabnam Ismail got you those initial breakthroughs, was able to break the back of Gujarat's batting. So in that sense, I think Mumbai would be very pleased and happy with this sort of a bowling performance. And I think the chase really shouldn't be that hard for Mumbai, and they would be happy that they actually won the toss. It worked out in their favor, and this match leaves a lot of questions for Gujarat to kind of address, probably even going ahead, because this is not the kind of batting performance you'd want to do in conditions like the Chinnaswamy, where it is kind of batting friendly and it's helping, right? So in that sense, a lot of questions for Gujarat, but Mumbai would certainly be mighty pleased with this performance.
They'll definitely be pleased for sure, to say the least, because you would expect them to, sort of notch up their second win of the season and, go right on top of the table there right now. They play second despite tying the Royal Challengers Bangalore on the net run rate. When it comes to net run rate, that is, sorry. It was pleasing to see. It might be only for 24 hours, but it was nice to see RCB on top of
I just wanted to screenshot it actually. RCB at the top.
Yeah, let's hope kal बारिश आ जाए, बाढ़ आ जाए कुछ. Okay, khatam. RCB, thank you so much for being first by virtue of that, winners and all of that. We tend to dream a lot, to be honest. But again, we were briefly discussing about, UP Warriors and their game against Mumbai Indians and how the kind of frailties, so to say, that we've seen when it comes to the Mumbai Indians bowling attack could be leveraged by the UP Warriors batting attack, especially given the kind of batting or other batters they have all throughout their lineup. Saravanan going on to say Grace Harris will eat their bowling lineup when MI plays against UP. But that'll be interesting, right? Because there's, of course, someone like a Vrinda Dinesh at the top. She'll have to face Shabnam Ismail.
At her purple patch.
Exactly. Because she seemed to be rushed for pace, to be hurried for pace against Renuka Thakur, who's bowling at 105. Now, add 20 clicks to that. It won't be easy. But again, barring that, if let's assume, Shabnam Ismail gets through that domestic batter, and if T-Mac and, Alisa Healy are able to negotiate Shabnam Ismail, ensure her 4 overs go for something like 1 for 19, 1 for 20. You don't have to worry. The rest of the bowlers rather, can easily be taken care of, can easily be negotiated by the kind of class they have throughout. So again, it'll be interesting the kind of tactics they go ahead with. How do they sort of look at the Mumbai bowling attack as a whole? So yeah, it's definitely things to talk about for them. It's food for thought, like Avnish would say. Yastaka Bhatia and Hayley Matthews, meanwhile, walking into the middle, all charged up. Do you think we'll see something similar to what we saw from Marizan Kaap in the first over that day? Second bowler for Hayley Matthews, potentially a third bowler for Nat Silverbrandt. I don't know what to say. Chuck it. But it'll be Leah Tahu starting for the Gujarat Giants. Again, it's sort of been a while, since we've seen her on Indian shows, at least because New Zealand hasn't toured here. She wasn't a part of the WPL as well, but she was a part of the exhibition games that used to happen. One of the few Kiwi ferns who would play here. What do you make of her, Neha? Because again, veteran batter, has played excess of that's in excess of 100 ODI wickets, but has 78 T20I wickets, if I'm not wrong, the second most for New Zealand. What do you make of her as a bowler, and do you think she could sort of make that difference for the Gujarat Giants when it comes to their bowling attack?
Definitely. I think when she was named in as the replacement, I was actually pleased, to see Leah Tahu make the cut, because now she does not have a New Zealand contract. She kind of opted out of it. So I see there's like a huge burden that's off her shoulders. She picks and chooses, the kind of series she wants to play. So it's good to see her, play in franchisee cricket. And I know it's been some time since New Zealand has toured and, come to the Indian shows. Yet she is brilliant with that new ball. But surprisingly, Gujarat wants to go with the Ash Gardner to kickstart the proceedings. But I think on the other end, we will see Leah Tahu who operates. So yeah, looking forward to that, I suppose.
Yeah, interesting call this. Oh, not a bad ball to begin with, but that's an interesting call that they've gone ahead with Ashley Gardner to start, for the Gujarat Giants. Shubham Gupta going on to say, you all are underestimating Vastakar. We're not underestimating her. If anything, we're rightly estimating Harmanpreet's lack of usage when it comes to Pooja Vastakar.
Yeah.
That's it. So we can't really do much of it. I mean, we can't really say much about it, but yeah. Sarvanan also going on to say Matthews should bring that West Indies flavor, should hit the fastest 50. Ooh.
MVP of last season, has all the pedigree and potential to do that, but in the first match she seemed a little like not herself. But yeah, I think she can go all the way.
Interesting. I'm trying to think, like, she was definitely solid for the Mumbai Indians last year, but fastest 50 would be interesting. You would need, some sort of a manic innings to, to put it, like Darshan had put it during our preview. Sophie Devine's brutal knock last year. You need that sort of brutality to be able to sort of,
or someone like a Grace Harris.
Yeah. Grace Harris, exactly. Grace Harris is another name that comes to mind. Even Kiran Navgire, for that matter, on her day against, potentially a lineup like the Gujarat Giants, not a lot of pace to trouble her. You never know. So that
Shefali.
Yeah. Shefali even. Agreed. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting what happens there. But let's take a few more comments. In the meantime, we have a poll also for you guys. Oh, nice ball in the channel. Nicely done. We have a poll for you. Do Mumbai Indians have the worst jersey in the WPL 2024? I'll sort of summarize it in one word, or rather 2 words, or rather 3 words. Bloody hell, yes. Absolutely. Oh, 5 wides. Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me, yaar. 126 से आपके पास 216 नहीं, मतलब आप क्या 1 और 2 इंटरचेंज करके आए हो क्या यहाँ पे? क्या कर रहे हो यार? Shefali almost did it last year, if memory serves. Yep, she did do it against the Gujarat Giants. If you guys remember, they were chasing 100 odd and they chased it in like 7.3 overs or something. From
Yeah.
what I remember, that was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But we will take a few more comments. Dhruv Mitra, meanwhile, saying, guys, like the stream as they're working hard and doing a watch along for the WPL Daily. Thank you so much, Dhruv. Trust me, this isn't a paid comment. If anything, this comment sort of makes us feel a lot more happy and motivated. Thank you so much,
Definitely.
Dhruv. Please make sure you're hitting the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you've subscribed to us as well if you haven't already. Top notch quality. I mean, oh my goodness, top notch quality. Kya hota hai? Top notch content would be coming your way. Be the India England series, be the WPL. We will ensure you're getting your daily dose of analysis every day. If it's not analysis, you sure as hell will be getting a lot of reactions and a lot of fun from us for sure. But analysis bhi aata rahega. Don't worry, we'll try our best to bring in whatever we know for sure. Darshan comes up with an interesting question here. Why didn't Catherine Rice open? Because she does open for Scotland, and I believe Veda can bat in the middle. Of course, she does bat in number 5 for Karnataka. What do you make of that, Neha? Agree with that? Do you think Catherine could potentially be, an opening? Oh!
It was a close run out chance. But to kind of answer Darshan's question of why Catherine Price is not used as an opener today, I think it's just her debut in the Women's Premier League, right? Slotting her right at the top of the order might have not been ideal because you're already coming in with so many nerves, and there's just so much pressure, so that might have not been the most ideal case scenario. But let's see as the season progresses if they want to consider her as that opening option, or does Laura Wolfhard kind of make her way in for Ash Gardner. There are a lot of permutations and combinations that can be worked out, but it's definitely a fair question to ask.
And just one more thing to add to that, the way Catherine Rice played Pooja Vastrakar, it clearly seemed that, she was hurried for pace there. So I'm not sure with the new ball, with that bit of movement as well, if she'd be able to negotiate Shabnam Ismail, as fluently as someone else. I know Veda Krishnamurthy, of course, got out for a two-baller, but that's all in hindsight. Maybe what they saw in the practice session made them feel, Catherine Rice would be a better fit for them in the middle order. I wouldn't sort of put that against them, for not opening with her. And I don't think that should be the case as well. Like Neha said, this is her first time playing such a big tournament. I mean, she was a part of the 100 and all of that, but the kind of crowds you'd see, the kind of surfaces, importantly, that you'd be playing here isn't something she would have done a lot before. So let's cut her some slack and let's hope so. Let's hope that she gets into a groove. And let's also hope that we get to see her bowl. Oh man, that's a wide to begin with. A poor ball there by Meghna Singh. What are the other pace options they have in the bench? They have Sayali Sadgare, of course, replacement for Kashmi Gautam. Apart from
Do they
that,
have any other options?
there were a couple more names. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I'm pretty sure. Let's just. Who did we have? I know all of us had Meghna Singh in our lineup, so that's for sure. Be interesting. But show me, what do you think? Any chances of Gujarat Giants defending this? What are the odds according to you? Oh man, offside pe wide, फिर पैर पे ball, overcompensating there, Meghna Singh.
The way Mumbai is going, they'll just finish this match off in 10 overs, get a massive boost to their NRR, replace RCB at the top. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, show me, what are the odds of Gujarat Giants defending this total?
I mean, just to remain true to cricketing, probables, we'll say like a good 20%, 25%, but looks very tough because of the lineup. I mean, you just don't have the kind of, if batting is this, batting has led them to this, then they have an even weaker, probably bowling unit at the moment. So
yeah, finally seeing some of that optimism there. 20-25%. That's definitely 20-25% more than what I had predicted, because I would have said, boss, 100% Mumbai जीत रहा है, ये तो कुछ चांस ही नहीं है यहाँ पे. But ठीक है, देखना है.
मुंबई है मैं इसीलिए थोड़ा सा दे रही हूँ 20-25%. कोई और टीम होता तो नहीं देती.
100%. Few more questions. Shubham says, Haley Matthews scored 99, 132 and 79 in October 2023 against Australia in a 3-match T20I series. Not sure if there has been a more dominating performance in a series, even in men's cricket. Yeah, that's a fair shout. And the kind of series she had, that 132 especially, because that helped West Indies chase 213 against Australia.
In Australia,
exactly. So 100%. Like that's definitely a good shout. I can't think of too many other dominating performances. Probably you can say Quinton de Kock against India in the 3-match ODI series way back in 2013. He got 3 consecutive tons. So you could probably add to that, but that was ODIs, of course. Those were ODIs. This is a
Yeah,
T20I
yeah.
series. We'll probably have to think of it. Well put, though. Well put for sure. Dhruv, meanwhile, also saying, in their second match, do you think RCB will go with Kate Cross? I think RCB should choose because for England, she has been good. If you're not going with her, what is the point of bringing her in the team? The point is to have bench strength. एक तो मतलब जिनको भी आप लेते हो ऑक्शन में, ये जरूरी नहीं है कि सबको खिलाओ. Point ये भी है कि bench strength रखो. In case Renuka does not fare well, or if she goes on to have a season like she did last year, you would want to have a backup. Point वो है. But anyways, Neha, what do you think? Should RCB go with Kate Cross in game 2?
No, I don't think so. They should tinker with the combination, right? मतलब कल का जो combination था, at least for a couple more games, they should go for it because it has worked well for them. Kate Cross can probably come in a little later on when RCB is in a more comfortable position in that table. If you want to beef up the pace reserves and everything, and to also like reflect on this point for England, she has done. Oh, was there a chance? Okay. And also, has she done well for England in limited overs cricket? Yeah, but in T20s, not so much, right? So that was like a big concern. It's good that they did go for her, but not so soon at slaughter in here.
Fair points, those. What about you, Soumi? Do you think RCB should go with another pacer there in Kate Cross?
I think if not Kate Cross, I think it should be De Klerk. I would want to see her there. Unless there's again something we have been talking about the pitch, right? Like that coming into the play. That's why probably a spin heavier unit. But yeah, I think if not Kate Cross, I would want to see Nadine de Klerk coming in.
Interesting, but I for one, would not change it. I did have Nadine de Klerk in my playing 11 for RCB when they started. They went ahead with Georgia Warren because I also had Indrani Roy, slated in. Not Indrani, yeah, I had Indrani Roy. So instead of that, they went for Simran Dil Bahadur. So that additional medium pace option was there. But I would want to stick to it because the spin attack is well rounded. They have a slow left armer in Sophie Molyneux. They've got a wrist spinner in Asha. They've got an off spinner in Shriyanka. Georgia also bowls at the dead. She's done that for the Renegades as well, time and time again. So that also helps us cover that phase. And Georgia adds value with the bat and good value with the bat. I would say Georgia is a much, much better batter than Nadine de Klerk, or even I would probably say Indrani Roy, some of the domestic options we have. So given that, I would stick to the 11 for now. And there was one more point that I wanted to make that I completely forgot. So yeah, I'll let it be for now. But a couple of really good questions here, man. That's a 6. Could that be a wicket? Yes!
Yes, it is.
Catherine Bryce again showing the power of Scottish whiskey with the first wicket for the Gujarat Giants, of course. Nice. It's great, man.
That's
Again,
a good
like
one,
I've
yeah.
always maintained, rooting for the underdogs. Nice. Fingers crossed. This performance. I mean, let's hope she gets a few more wickets here.
Definitely.
Oh man, nicely done. Yastika Bhatia playing. I mean, I wouldn't say all over it, but mistiming it. The shot was definitely on. Both the fielders were inside the circle. She wanted to clear it, but yeah, she only managed to get a top pitch. Rida Krishnamurthy, safe as a house, or safe as houses. I don't know what the right phrase is, but whatever it is, she was safe. Let's put it that way. But yeah, let's take this comment as well. If the surface stays similar, I'd stick with Molyneux because if there's more due, I'd rather have someone like a Nadine de Klerk over Cross. Fair point again. I do agree with you because Nadine de Klerk, all-round option always, at least it gives you the perception of having more batting depth. So you would want to have that, something I've discussed time and time again, that I am sort of, a vocal supporter of batting depth in your lineup, especially in the T20I format. I mean, in the T20 format, So given that, it is going to be Nadine de Klerk for me any day over Kate Cross. But yeah, let's see how RCB go about their business because they've won in the first game. So I don't see them making any changes unnecessarily. Luke Williams also, I did like what I saw of him in the couple of videos that RCB put out. Seems like a calm and composed character, something that is necessary. And he also seemed like someone who sort of wasn't averse to putting his opinions out. That's where I felt Ben sort of seemed like a lot more sort of, he didn't seem to be just as, open. I don't know if that's the right way of putting it. And yeah, also special shout out to RCB's content team once again. Top-notch content. Bas ye karte raho. If anything, I've been so conditioned. Aaj subah mein utha. The first thing I did, was to check if the video is out. And I was actually disappointed. I was like, oh man, don't tell me RCB stopped doing that because I need that. Like, if anything, that's the best part about an RCB when you get to see the reaction. I know it
Yeah.
sounds a bit silly,
Dressing
but
room scenes and like the pep talk, everything. Yeah. Agreed.
great content, and it sort of just makes you feel okay, the team's gelling well, and those are good signs. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but Sophie Devine and Elise Perry sort of doing Asha's celebration when they were cheering for Asha.
Yeah.
Great stuff, yeah, great stuff. When you see legends like those, and what Asha had to say as well, but I don't know if you guys saw the interview between Smriti and Asha as well. That was put up by the WPL on the
Handle,
WPL
yeah.
side. That is great stuff, yeah, great stuff. Anyway, RCB की बातें होगी. Coming back to the game, of course. 19 for one ball to go in the third over. So far, so good. That way, Gujarat Giants haven't really let it slip away, barring a couple of wides and all of that. 5
Wicket
wides.
maiden, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great start to a WPL career. Great start. Wait, wasn't there a 5 wides as well? Meghna Singh bowled 5 wides, right?
No, but
In third over?
this was a wicket maiden, no?
Yeah,
Catherine
this was a
Bryce
wicket.
Cup.
Yeah. So definitely for sure. Another question. This time in WPL, which player from India will do their best, the batter as well as a bowler? Asks Dhruv. Show me, let's start with you. One domestic batter and bowler you think will do well in the WPL.
Bowler, I would say I'm really looking forward to seeing Saika Ishak back into action again. And in terms of the batter, whom did we see? I think Richa Ghosh, I'm really looking forward to her as well because she seemed to have those, good timings and good shots. So she looked like she was very comfortable out there in the middle. And since, we have spoken so much about her at length, I think we'll really look forward to her.
Interesting. So Saika Ishak and Richa Ghosh says show me. Neha, what about you? What are the names you're looking forward to? Ooh, yaar, missing. Good ball, though. Good start there by Tanuja Kanwar, meanwhile. Nicely done. But yeah, Neha, what do you think?
I was thinking on the lines of, from a bowling perspective, yeah, I think this is. I'm actually still, racking my brain. Probably Keertana Balakrishnan, right? I've been quite happy to see her bowl well. I know the wickets tally doesn't really tell that, but she's been good in domestic, and we kind of see that form replicating as well. And Asha Shobna, of course, right? If yesterday was an indication of things to come, I think things are looking really on the up for her. So I definitely, place my.
Too full, yaar. That's another 4. Too full.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
not a 4.
definitely-
Oh, well fielded there, I guess, by Snehdana. Saved 2 runs for his side. Yeah. But बहुत full था यार. Same जो first ball आपने डाला था ना, same हल्का सा खींच के डालो. Not that she's listening to me, but unsolicited advice is something I'm known for. So why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, Neha, sorry.
Yeah, so Asha Shobna would definitely be that bowlerhood, I'm looking forward to seeing. And from a batting POV, agreed, S. Meghna has a very unconventional batting style. And, I think she could be the dark horse who could
Catch fielder है. Yeah! Very well bowled. यही बोला था यार. वो first ball ऐसा ही था that hit her, wrapped her on the pad. Shabash. Nicely done, yaar. Tanuja Kanwar is having a field day, by the way. Highest run scorer now. Wicket in her first over. She's bowled well as well so far. Not too bad. Let's hope. Fingers
That's
crossed,
great
guys.
stuff.
Catching Bryson,
Yeah.
Tanuja Kanwar. पहले bat के साथ, अभी ball के साथ. Whoa. Wow. Never saw that coming there. Excellent field placement and excellent bowling, by the way. The reason I say that is because she bowled to her field. Exactly where she wanted the batter to hit. Straight down Ashley Gardner's throat at deep mid wicket. Fantastic. Yaar. Nicely done. Lovely. 21 for 2. 3.4 overs, not 13.4 overs. We wish it was 13.4 producer साहब, but let's Mumbai को इतना भी हल्के में नहीं लेते हम लोग. चलिए. Let's have that changed. But great, Neha. 2 wickets down in the power play. Wow, the game's on probably.
Definitely, and it's great to see, the likes of, Catherine Bryce and Tanuja Kanwar, coming to the party to get these breakthroughs. They were brilliant with the bat. Seeing them, chip in with the ball as well is really a pleasant sight. Can we see an underdog win today and Gujarat just pulling something remarkable? Only time will tell, yeah?
Soumi, what about you? Another wicket in the power play. Harmanpreet. Oh, that'd be great. She's coming off a fantastic 50 in the last game. Possible?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just look how the match just got interesting. We had just, and
Hey,
it is
ganda
within
ball.
about 20%.
Yeah, exactly. That 20% clearly sort of, coming good for you there. But that was a bad ball to Harman. Let's hope she corrects her length quickly.
And
Well bowled.
Harmanpreet has had her struggles against spin lately, so
Yeah.
this is actually a great matchup, that we can expect. See, she's taking her
Lovely.
time to settle in already.
A wicket maiden followed by just 2 runs and a wicket in this over. So just 2 runs and 2 wickets coming off the last 2 overs. Excellent comeback this by the Gujarat Giants. Something I did not see coming. Wow, man. Wow, this is
Definitely.
already making for some interesting viewing. For sure. Wow, interesting comment. This Nani says left the match when Gujarat Giants were at 90 for 7. Looks like Adani's still alive. Well, it is Adani versus Ambani. If you know, you know. But it'll be great to see. But sorry, Neha, you mentioned Asha with the ball. Who's with the bat for you?
Yeah, I was thinking of wow, how did I forget the name? Ismail. Now, agreed, she has a very unconventional batting technique. Could be the dark horse for RCB, and one amongst the run getter as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season pans out for her.
I won't
Exactly. I think
complain
that
if
was one of the things that I wanted to bring up, Akshay, when you were talking about S. Meghna and your how you have actually scanned through all her videos. So, I mean, it must be something an unconventional way of batting, and it must have clicked for her all this while, right?
Matt Silverbrunt gets a boundary
yeah,
there.
it's a boundary, but that was slightly risky to be honest because very close to the stumps. Humus I hit
Yeah,
stuff like
wickets
actually
were
not connected.
exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope she misses one of those and it goes on to clatter into her off stump or middle stump. Even I'd be loving that. But show me, coming to what you said, I do agree, which is why it's worked for her and she's learned her batting this way. So you can't really change it now. It's too late to change. But it's just that I don't think it's the most efficient way of batting. You see a lot of these. How do I put this? Six hitting experts, so to say. I don't know if you guys heard of a couple of names. There's, what's the guy's name? Stefan Jones. So he was bowling coach for the Rajasthan Royals. He's someone who sort of built a niche for himself. Who's built a niche for himself? Is that a four now? Oh, fielded,
Oh,
yaar,
yeah.
but hey, yaar, Naseeb. She's parried it over past Ashley Gardner, and that goes for a boundary. Bethmoni's face is almost mirroring her jersey color, just orange, completely orange. I don't know if it's
It's the
if it's
humidity. Yeah.
it's clearly not anything else. But yeah, so he's basically built a niche for himself, when it comes to biomechanics and how to be very efficient in terms of your bowling and batting and all of that. What sort of movements you need to do in order to ensure you're able to completely transfer your power and all of that. So that way, the way her bat come again, I'm really sorry, I might be making a fool of myself, but Gujarat Giants also seem to be making a fool of themselves. They've leaked the run. Oh man, they've leaked. Okay, no, thank God. Just अरे यार, किसको फेंक रहे हो यार? क्या चल रहा है? गली क्रिकेट चल रहा है यार. मतलब this is exactly how we play. What's going on?
I'm very surprised. Why is Bethmoni?
But why would you throw that? Why? What's happening? Ridiculous. 2 free runs given here. Absolutely unnecessary. Okay, it hit the stumps, and okay, fine. I can understand this. You can't blame anyone for this. Bet Mooney, man, you should do better than that for sure. You should definitely do better than that for sure. But even then, the backup. What was the backup doing there? Why would you throw? Why would you throw there? There's no one. Oh man. The Mumbai Indians dugout having a laugh, understandably so. Beautiful drive, but straight to the field. 11 runs, 2 of which were unnecessary, but he kept. 5 overs, 32 for 2. I would still say the match is not entirely in Mumbai Indians' favor. So let's hope they come back quickly. What were we talking? Yeah, we were talking about Stefan Jones, biomechanics, and all of that. So if again, I might be making a fool of myself, but point being, the way she gets her back down is not the most efficient way of transferring power to the ball. I'll just put it that way. Like, you see the greatest of hitters, the likes of Chris Gayle, the likes of AB de Villiers. There's a reason why it worked for them. There's a reason why high backlift worked for them because they were able to complete the arc. Doesn't seem to be the case with Meghna. Meghna's bat seems to hover a lot, and it comes in a very unnatural way. So that's my not even 0.5, probably 0.25 cents on it. I might be way off here, but that's what it's not just about what I saw, it's also about what I've understood about cricket, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But again, we've also heard a lot about how Dhoni was unconventional and not really rated highly, back in his day because of his unorthodox way of playing. But he definitely found a way to, get those runs. So as long as Meghna's getting those runs, no one's complaining. But yeah, the reason I also bring it up is because that also sort of saw her play a lot of shots straight to the fielder. That also saw a lot of her shots not being timed as well as she would have liked to, which is why you saw a lot of dot balls being played by her. So she would want to correct that. Ganda ball, yeah, and in the gap, of course. Well played, Harmanpreet, but very bad ball. A rank long hop that she would want to correct now in the next ball. It'll be interesting now. But by the way, two interesting names that Asha and Meghna, both RCB. I'm not sure, Neha, was that, intentional or not. Soumi going for Richa, and who was your bowler? Saika Ishaq, of course. Okay, so already a lot of RCB names taken, so I'll just steer away from RCB names. Batting, I have two names. Both are from the UP Warriors. I'll go for both. I won't select one out of them. Poonam Khemnar and Shweta Sehrawat. Both of them. I would have hoped I would say Vrinda Dinesh, but the other two definitely would be above her when it comes to, thank God, straight to the fielder there. Poonam Khemnar in particular, what I liked was Shriyanka Patil, again, I don't think she bowled badly in that over to Poonam Khemnar, the one where, she went for 14. She had a leg side field. She was bowling straight on the stumps, wanting Poonam Khemnar to play on the leg side. But Poonam Khemnar was able to find the gap. And it's not easy when you have four fielders on the leg side to still be able to, bisect two fielders and get the gap. That's a skill not a lot of Indian batters have. And for her to be able to do that under pressure when her side needed those boundaries speaks volumes about the kind of talent we're talking about here. So Poonam Khemnar is definitely going to be one to watch out for. Bit late on the ball, and yeah, they do get that cheeky single there. Shweta Sehrawat, we did speak about her in detail yesterday as well. Despite, sort of starting off slow, she was able to, hold her cool, maintain her cool, and, attack the ball when necessary. 11 of 13 says she was able to get to 28 of 20 and thereabouts, if I'm not wrong. So that was good to see. She didn't lose her composure. She was calm. She was cool. She knew she will attack the ball when necessary. And that's 6 to Elise Perry. Yeah? We're talking about Elise Perry here. Koi random bowler nahi, so definitely there. So those are my batting choices. When it comes to bowling, I did like what I saw of Kirtana Balakrishnan. So that's definitely going to be very interesting to see more of her. First game mein thoda maar khaya tha wahan pe. She did go for a few runs. But today she was on point. The 3 overs that she bowled, she was more or less on point, on point in terms of hitting the channels and bowling consistently, be it line or length. So it'll be very good to see her come good. Priya Mishra is another name I'm looking forward to because, Neha's sort of spoken about her. I won't say talked her up or anything, but she's definitely one bowler I'm looking forward to because India has a dearth of leg spinners, which is why I was so excited to see Asha Shobna last year. I won't take her name because I've spoken about her to death, and I will continue to rate her highly. So Kirtana, and I'll also add Priya Mishra's name to that list. So these are the two names I'm looking forward to. Fingers crossed, all these domestic names, come good because that's all the WPL is about. And so it was so great to see Sajna first, Shobna next. Let's see who else is going to take us by surprise here. Meanwhile, the power play is done, by the way, 39 for 2, almost on par with what the required run rate is. So that can't really say. But, oh, yeah. And I just realized, who did not bowl in the power play. What was all of that about? Like, fair call. Why do you think they're protecting her there? She's the most.
Yeah, I mean, she would have been ideal in that power play, but probably the reasoning was to, save her up for like the middle over phase as well. Considering, Mumbai is in a good position right now. They are 39 for 2 at the end of the power play. So yeah, perhaps that could have been the move, bring her in the middle over phase and probably a little later on in the death overs as well, yeah.
And she started off well so far. The second ball in particular was really good. Cramped Natsavabrant there for room, and she practically could not do anything about it. But Soumi, what did you make of that? Because do you think this was more of Gujarat Giants trying to protect her, from not getting hit, or do you think because Kathleen Bryce bowled well in the first over, they were like, what, they're doing well, let's just sort of stick to them and let's save Yata Huhu. Arey yaar! Bad ball, but Natsavabrant, excellent. I mean, Natsavabrant premeditated that shot. Why would you still bowl that line? Not sure. But yeah, show me. What do you make of that?
I think it's a mix of both, but also I'm just trying to think, Neha, maybe you'll be able to answer this better. In terms of, do you see like a matchup kind of a situation anywhere with Leah Tahuhu with respect to the Mumbai lineup? Anywhere there?
I mean, we did talk about this earlier, using her in that power play phase with that new ball, she could have extracted a lot from that pitch. But seems like now, Mumbai is just toying around
Where's
with
your
her.
fine leg? This is the third boundary in that region. Why isn't there a fine leg or a short fine? कहाँ पे fielders तुम्हारे यार? चल
Leah
क्या रहा है? She's
Tahuhu,
playing the same shot again and again. Oh
she's just
man, this
making
is
the most of that region, accessing it and getting runs at this point.
clearly because there's no fielder there. Why isn't there a fielder? Like दो boundary खा चुके हो यार in 2 overs. Like there's no short fine or fine leg. Like there's practically no one behind square on the leg side. Oh man, this is bizarre. This is getting really bizarre. Poor captaincy. Exactly, should have. I mean, if not a fielder right there, at least उस region में कहीं पे तो डालो यार. Fine leg नहीं तो long leg नहीं तो short fine. Finally, she's put a fielder. Finally, there's a fine leg. Oh man, अब क्या फायदा जब चिड़िया छुप गई खेत. Was that right? I'm not sure. बोल दिया अभी. Let's take a few comments. Most likely, Rohit Sharma angry fans mistook and he resigned in my WPL jersey. Oh, I'm guessing he's like Hayes means out of hate कि what खराब कर देते हैं ताकि MI को पता चले Rohit Sharma fandom क्या होता है. Fair enough. Oh wow man, thank you so much producer साहब. ये भी थोड़ा screenshot कर देना ताकि मैं अपने appraisal के time पे दिखा सकूं. Thank you so much. I mean, really appreciated. Akshay today bringing out his inner commentary today. Loving the commentary skills. Yeah, I mean, I hope that's not sarcasm. That's not. I mean, that is well intended. That's all I can say to that.
कितना pessimist बनेगा? इतना अच्छा बोल रहा है, ले अच्छे से comment
अरे,
यार.
अरे, अरे,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, not the greatest when it comes to taking compliments, but yeah, thank you so much though. Same is going to happen on the 2nd of March. Be mentally ready for it, says Abhas Kunde. MI winning easily. It's going to be a one-sided affair for us. 2nd March basically is the game between RCB and MI. He's referring to that. So he's basically saying that MI will win that single-handedly. All right. I mean, not single-handedly, but he's going on to say that MI RCB will be a one-sided affair. Neha, do you want to take offense to that? Do you want to be cancelled? Do you want to see something that gets you cancelled?
No, I think we should just wait for the match and see how it kind of unfolds, right? I mean, of course, Mumbai will have the edge going in, the kind of performances they have put in. But RCB to come nahi hai na? I mean, the first match did give us an indication that they just won't throw the towel and ensure that the match is gone. They will play down to the wire, and there are weaknesses that can be definitely exploited. So we are in for a good mouth-watering clash, but probably a little edge to Mumbai. Yeah.
इतना क्या करोगे इतना डिप्लोमेसी का यार मतलब कहाँ से और क्या 22-23 साल के हो ऐसा भी नहीं कि यू मतलब 30-35 साल की हो कि दुनिया देख लिया है पता है कि क्या रखा है दुनिया में छोड़ो यार कुछ नहीं क्या यार अभी से इतना डिप्लोमेटिक बताओ भाई शो मी कम ऑन आई वांट टू हियर समथिंग
अगर वो आरसीबी अगर एमआई को नहीं फाड़ेंगे तो मेरे दोस्त मेरे बाल नोच लेंगे मेरे को नहीं चाहिए मेरे को बस आई मीन दिस विल बी प्रोबेबली one of the biggest battles that I look forward to over the next
100%. And meanwhile, the tickets are sold out already. We're still a week away from the game. It's happening next Saturday. And the tickets are sold out. If I'm not wrong, it was Shubham Gupta who mentioned that he tried to get a couple of tickets, but they were completely sold out. I guess I'll have to be thankful because I was able to get a couple of tickets for my parents, so they'll be watching it closely. And let's hope RCB wins, or else I won't be hearing the end of it from my parents. They love it. They love it when RCB loses because they can annoy the hell out of me, man. So let's hope that does not happen. Let's hope Saturday RCB do not give them a reason for that. By the way, Nat Brandt plays mostly on the back foot. She can be trapped for LBW. True, she is an LBW candidate. We saw that with Leah Tahuhu. We saw that even with Tanuja Kanwar. Thank God. Mannat Kashyap aa raha tha dimag mein. I mean, when I say we saw that with Tanuja Kanwar, I'm not she bowled to her. I mean, जिस तरीके से तनुजा कन्वर ने हेली मैथ्यूज को भी बॉल डाला था because she's also I wouldn't say a back foot player, but she was going on her back foot every now and then. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if they use a bit more of her, but they've gone back to Ashley Gardner here. So let's see.
Akshay,
our captain performs, says Avhas Kunde. ठीक है भाई, ठीक है, चलो कोई नहीं
ठीक है यार,
But yeah,
हमारे पास बाकी इतने सारे प्लेयर्स हैं ना जो परफॉर्म कर लेते हैं, कैप्टन थोड़ा बहुत रेस्ट कर लेती है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
I mean, to be honest, I'd any day take a win where none of our big guns fire, where none of Smriti, Sophie, Elise fire. That win is a lot more satisfying. To see the likes of Meghna, Asha Shobna, Richa Ghosh, I'll add Renuka Thakur as well. Like when you see all our other players perform, that just shows that you have a more balanced lineup. You're not depending on a few players.
Big win.
Unlike a certain team who have to depend on the same 4-5 players. Sorry, Soumi.
That's a great one, but yeah, I mean, RCB के खिलाफ तो हमेशा यही कंप्लेन सबकी रही है कि we have been very dependent on big players, 2-3 on the top mostly. अगर इसके अलावा कोई और परफॉर्म कर जाता है, then nothing like it.
100%. Meanwhile, are you guys done with dinner? Or are you guys going? Sorry. First you finish, then we'll have our dinner. Oh, that could be out, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a close shout. I really think that's closer than it seems. I mean, let's wait here. Let's wait.
Yeah, concerned faces
Great
from the Mumbai
again,
camp.
it's Harman again who could be run out.
Yeah.
But sorry, Neha, what were you saying? What did you say?
No, I was just saying concerned faces from the Mumbai camp.
Harman! No, that's not Harman. Man! Yes! That's the third wicket for Gujarat Giants. Oh my goodness, Nat Silverbrand, what were you doing there? Oh boy.
It's not
That's
in
the
the right
third
way
wicket
to
for
run. Trust me, I mean, that's not in the right way to run, probably.
Yeah, I mean, bat ulta tha. Sarfraz did not hear the end of it, by the way. But why did they even attempt that? And that's a wicket. That's a much-needed wicket because they're already through two of their biggies, Haley and Nat. It's only Amelia and Harman. Wow, if they're somehow able to get through them, it's going to be a spicy contest. What do you think? Guys, another close finish. Come on. We can be greedy and ask, or rather expect another close finish, right?
Definitely. I think we were expecting that, Mumbai would just run home with the match. But
true.
Gujarat
Yeah.
actually putting up a fight like this gives, I think, a lot of other teams confidence that, Mumbai is not the team of last season. They're just going to run away with games like this. So, yeah, I think it's still making the contest more fairly balanced in that sense.
Yep, fingers crossed. Show me, sorry, you were saying something before Nat Silverbrand decided to cut you right there, with that run out.
I was just about to talk about you that, when we were all discussing our top domestic players, for once you did not speak about Shriyanka, and that's such a change of heart.
She's an India player now, na? He's...
वो already खेल चुके हैं. She's ठीक है, चलेगा. But yeah, we all improve, we all evolve,
Yeah.
नहीं तो बिकॉज मेरी टीम वाले भी बोल रहे थे तू कुछ ज्यादा ही श्रेयांका करता है, तो मैं कहा ठीक है भाई, अभी नाम ही नहीं लेते, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं, बस खत्म बात. Yeah, unnecessary cheeky single there, especially when again it's not like there's run rate pressure, it's not like you're chasing a high target. Oh man, if Gurkirat was here, he would also be fuming because he's not a fan. Let me put it simply, he's not a fan of these cheeky singles and stupid runouts that they also lead to. So yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about your dinner. Neha, done with dinner or you tend to have your dinner post the Watchalong?
I have it before the Watchalong, so yeah, all set.
Smart. Just like me. Show me, what about you? It's time to prove your smartness, I guess.
No, I have to eat somewhere around 9 to 9:30 because I have a workout to do tomorrow in morning, so I have to balance that time out.
Oh, of course. Yeah, clearly we're not fitness aficionados here, so we can't really comment on that. But kya khaya yaar? Neha, what did you have? Some typical South Bangalore food? Hey, South Bangalore kya hota hai? South Karnataka food. Sorry.
Yes. Had the typical rice and rasam. So yeah, all fueled up for the Watchalong like that. Yeah.
Oh wow, man, that's as stereotypical as it can get. But theek hai, chalo.
Yeah.
Chalo, South Indian kya hi khate honge? Haan, rice rasam, rice sambar. Haan. That way, like for all practical purposes, I shouldn't consider myself South Indian. Apart from my second name and apart from the fact that I speak Kannada, yeah, I'm not into South Indian food as much as other South Indians are into. Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you for real?
All for South Indian breakfast, but nothing apart from that. If anything, oh, she's hurt herself.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's only a sprain and nothing too serious.
Her ankle just twisted, yeah.
Yeah, that seemed like a bad ball.
Oh,
I mean,
it's a very
follow.
similar one that happened to Bumrah.
Yes.
Yeah, and very similar to the one that happened to Chris Morris in IPL a
Hardik.
few years
Yeah, yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is she walking
All
off?
right,
No.
she's walking back. She's walking back. I don't know if she's walking off. She seems to be fine though, so that's a good sign. So let's hope it's not anything too major there. All right. They are making her do some stretching exercises. Fingers crossed. Sandy, we'll definitely take your question as well. Don't worry. But Mithali Raj is mic'd up and is talking there, so I guess we can also talk about something light. अक्षय के लिए जल्दी से छोले भटूरे ऑर्डर करो यार. I mean, my team knows this bit about me. I am a bit weird. I'm not into ordering and all of that. Try and be a bit more mindful about your consumption when it comes to plastic. So say no to ordering. जाके खाओ यार. Bangalore में there are a couple of really good chole bhature places. So let me know if you're from Bangalore. Would be happy to suggest that. But yeah, I'm super into typical North Indian stuff. So मेरे घर पे basically पता है क्या होता है. Not too proud of it. But basically दूसरों के लिए खाना बनता है your typical rice, rasam, sambar and whatnot. मेरे लिए अलग से पुलका और एक सब्जी बनता है जो मैं पेल के ऑफिस जाता हूँ घर आता हूँ. Keep it light, keep it simple, but that's the way I like it. I need garam masala in my food. Cannot live without it. So yeah. And yeah, what about you, Soumi? What's for dinner?
I had my dinner. It's usually pretty much more like I mean I'm not a great foodie except for when it comes to South Indian food. It's pretty much oats, soya bean, eggs. Yeah, that's it.
या अल्लाह ये तो बहुत ही ज्यादा ब्लैंड लग रहा है. एग्स और ये सब तो फिर भी चलता है बट ओट सोयाबीन ठीक है मतलब आपकी
Yeah.
Yeah, because I usually have a run in the morning or a heavy workout in the morning, so I cannot kind of stuff in. So that's usually mostly the routine. But I love South Indian food. Like मैं दिल्ली जाती हूँ तो जाकर सरावना भवन में खाती हूँ. तो मतलब you can imagine my love for South
आप उससे
Indian.
अच्छे
Right?
नीचे बैंगलोर आके खा लो ना. दिल्ली क्यों जा रहे हो आप मतलब साउथ इंडियन
Like Bangalore, all my years in Bangalore, like I used to have very good neighbors. I used to live in Jayanagar 4th block, and like
वाह.
yeah, near cool joint, right?
आई हैव नो क्लू. अगेन मैं बैंगलोर में सिर्फ 2 साल रहा हूँ. मैं तो वाह ऐसा बोल दिया जैसे बहुत पता है मेरे को. आई नो जयनगर 4th block because of a couple of clubs and whatnot there. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, sorry.
Yes, I used to have like this very good neighbor who used to get like every day after office I would come back to them and they would give me rasam, some like rasam chawal and podi. That used to be my staple dinner for
अरे गंदा बॉल. मेघना यार ध्यान से you don't have too many runs to play with. इतने wides दे चुके हैं ये लोग यार. Let's hope they get
Yeah.
back. But interesting that South Indian breakfast again. You don't need to worry. Your dosas, idlis, and
Idlis,
rotis.
yeah.
I'm hoping Neha would know. Yeah.
I can eat dosa for like 3 meals a day for 10 years of my life, like straight. I can do that.
But
I love it
this
so
is where
much.
I feel. Yeah, but this is where I feel people because there's something called roti. I'm hoping Neha knows what a roti is, right?
I know.
Not roti.
Yeah. No, roti is like the kori roti that you eat for like lunch.
Kori roti is different. Yeah, kori roti is different. I'm talking about akki roti, which is
Ragi
basically
roti, yeah. Staple.
Yeah.
Not
staple.
Bangalorean food, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
not
you don't get
Karnataka
this.
food.
Yeah. You don't get this outside. So that's North Karnataka food again. I'm sorry, but North Karnataka food is jolad roti and all of that. That's slightly different again. Akki roti is basically rice flour, water, chili, onions. Mix karo. It's sort of similar to thali peeth since Maharashtra mein aap rehte ho, so you would probably know that. Oh man, give me akki roti, podi, which is and ghee, sorted for life. I'm sold. I'm sold. You can make me. You can bribe me with it.
No, my roommate was from Belgaum, so she used to make all of that a lot. And I used to get it in Jayanagar 9 block market. There was one shop which used to be like Niche Jakar, absolutely main market pe. They used to have this fabulous akki rotis.
So again, Bangalore mein you'll find a lot of these North Karnataka stores that sell like 10, 12 different varieties of podis and whatnot and all of that. So definitely you can have your say there and have a feast there, if I may say. But interesting, I mean, talking about a lot of food, I'm already salivating. I'm done with dinner, so shouldn't be.
And my office used to be in Rangadore Hospital. So every morning used to do Brahmins and then office.
Okay.
Come back.
Interesting. Where is this again? I'm just nodding in agreement as if I know where this is. Arey, हाँ, ये तो पता है, but absolutely no clue. Like absolutely no clue. Right, there was one question. Okay, oh, interesting. I'm from Hyderabad, so only biryani. Arey bhai, matlab,
Salted.
when yeah, World Cup ke time pe we were in Hyderabad, and of course we did make the customary visit to Paradise and all of that. Great biryanis, yeah, great biryanis.
I was participating in a show in a a reality show, a cricket reality show. It was which was done by ICC just before the World Cup, and we had to go to 10 all the different cities where World Cup will be played, and we had to like it was like a treasure hunt kind of a thing that you have to just play through it and get to your finals, and it was called the Road to Finals. And one of our episodes was the semi final was in Hyderabad, and we had to actually get into this what was that Paradise or one of those top
Paradise, yeah,
chains. Yeah, I forgot the name. It wasn't Paradise. One of those kinds, and we had to cook biryani. We had to learn and cook.
Oh
It's a
wow.
fabulous experience. Like we had to actually do those entire steps through the day and kind of cook a biryani at the end of it.
Oh
Wow.
man. By the way, Sami's coming up with the taunt, I guess, but he says producer be like, "Bhai, time out pe order karo sabke liye live stream ke baad." Yeah, koi nahi. But like I said, go out, dine out, go out, go out, go out. Come on, we can do it. Chicken sukka and akki roti makes for a great combination, 100%. I mean, I was in Mangalore for a couple of years as well, for what it's worth. So yeah, that's practically the only good thing to come out of Bangalore. I mean, Mangalore, I guess. Again, no pun intended or no offense.
No, but that's
But yeah,
really a good part of it, Akshay, like eating, go out and eat, because you remember this end of the year, there was this whole thing going on social media where people were like, I am Zomato's. I mean, it was probably a Zomato kind of thing that
yep.
khan kitna order kiya, and my orders was zero, like zero.
Wow.
I was like, this is absolutely. I don't even go like get counted in the.
Yeah, I mean, that way it does sort of, yeah. And to be honest, it's also a very easy way of ensuring you don't eat a lot of junk, यार, because
Yeah.
तुम जाते हो Zomato पे, तुम्हें लगता है अरे भाई conveniently सब कुछ available है तो खा लो. But yeah, anyway, by the way, coming back to the game, Snehrana is into the attack. Oh, not a bad first ball at all. Harmanpreet, 8 of 13, a slightly slow start, very unlike the Harman we tend to see in WPL usually. So
Yeah.
let's see what Sneha has in store. Come on, a
One
wicket,
wicket
yaar.
here can change the game a little bit, no? I mean,
Yeah,
exactly.
might be something there.
Ah, man, once again, no fielder behind square. पागल हो क्या तुम लोग क्या फील्ड सेटिंग कर रखी है यार तुम लोगों ने like what is this no shot like how can you not have a fielder behind like no fielder behind square
Yeah, it seemed a little bizarre.
yeah
And Harmanpreet
Like,
playing
somehow
with that
looking
other
like
side of the
But she
bat.
plays
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
She plays there quite a lot.
yeah she plays that and makes sense she will of course attempt that shot because there's no one there no risk whatsoever
That's true.
क्या यार तुम लोग if I'm not wrong अभी भी वहां पे कोई है नहीं वैसे I don't think they've changed their field they've still just held on to a point that's it.
Yeah, but tell me something. We were discussing this that maybe the second innings batting has got a little difficult. Knowing Mumbai Indians, as Neha mentioned right in the beginning, that they will probably try to get that NRR up by against a team like this, which is so depleted, and against such a small total. I mean, but they are finding it difficult to bat.
Exactly. I mean, it's not been as easy as we thought it would be, right? So that's again in some sense good signs because it's also forcing teams to consider. It's not like कि बस चिन्नस्वामी में आओ तो boundaries मार के चले जाओ, छक्के मार के चले जाओ. They have to be in the game throughout, even if they're chasing just 130. यार, a bit too slow. यार
Lot of
यहाँ से
quick
तुम लोग रन
singles.
दे रहे हो यार. यहाँ से रन नहीं दे सकते. Is that shot from the wrong side of the bat allowed? As far as I remember, it's not. Of course, it's allowed, bro. Jayawardene was a huge proponent of that. You don't remember? बहुत खेलता था. I mean, it's not banned at all. You can
As
आराम से-
unconventional as it sounds, yeah, he did
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what advantage does it give, but he catch. Oh, गया नहीं. बिल्कुल connect नहीं हुआ यार. ठीक है.
Didn't keep a fielder there, 30-yard circle.
हाँ वही नहीं मुझे लगा लॉन्ग ऑन तक ही चला जाएगा बट इट वाज वेरी बैडली टाइम आई मीन इन दैट सेंस इट वर्कड इन कर्ड्स फेवर नहीं तो बॉल फील्डर के हाथ में चला जाता Paradise is the most overrated. Bawarchi and Shadab are the best in Hyderabad. यार ये हर कोई in fact today also I bumped into a friend of mine who's based in Hyderabad now. He was telling me the same thing. यार तुम हैदराबाद आके Paradise गए यार Shadab जाना चाहिए था यहाँ पे जाना चाहिए. मैं कहा भाई मैं बैंगलोर में रहता हूँ. बैंगलोर से मैं अगर कंपेयर करूँ तो पैराडाइज भी मेरे लिए पैराडाइज ही है. तुम क्यों इतना टेंशन ले रहे हो? ओवररेटेड, अंडररेटेड, अरे क्या रखा है तुम लोगों को यार? अच्छा खाना है, खाओ. किसको बस क्या तुम
People
लोग?
say very highly about Meghna biryani. I never found it good, honestly.
Yeah, no, I like it. मतलब it's good,
You
yeah,
like
it's
it? I
definitely good.
didn't like it at all. It was too spicy for me.
That's exactly what I like in my biryani. It's flavorful, spicy, nice. I like it. And but people say Meghna se zyada Nagarjuna अच्छा है, so I don't know. I've never had Nagarjuna. Is that in the gap? No, thankfully not. Yeah. Akshay turning from commentary to coach. भाई क्या कर रहे हो उधर? फील्डर रखो, किधर है वो? हाँ, अभी क्या करे यार? मतलब करना तो पड़ेगा ना अभी.
ये सबसे गंदा था. This was the worst of it.
If Akshay, you were the coach of RCB, मतलब players इतना pressure में होते ना, you'd be so passionate.
हमें डर लग रहा था.
हाँ.
100%. मतलब see, मैं जब ऑफिस क्रिकेट खेलते हैं ना, trust me, Avnish is also that way like me. हम भिड़ जाते हैं, मतलब भिड़ जाते हैं, like proper fights. अरे गंदा बॉल 4 भी गया, फाइन लेग नहीं है तुम, like दिमाग मतलब सर फट रहा है मेरा. मतलब again, see, my point is I have no issues with boundaries being scored, but when you don't bowl to your field, that's what gets to me. जब तुम्हारा फाइन लेग इतना स्क्वायर है, जब पता है वहां पे गैप है, मतलब अगर वहां पे बॉल डालोगे तो बाउंड्री जानी ही जानी है, तो क्यों डालोगे वहां पे बॉल? That's my point. Like,
but isn't it a lack of execution?
I don't think this was lack of execution. Na? Like, what was she trying to do then? If this was lack of execution, what was her attempt? That's my question there. Because it doesn't seem like she was trying something else and कुछ like Yorker डालते टाइम अगर over pitched हो गया और छक्का गया, I understand. Intent सही था, execution में मार खा गए, ठीक है, समझता हूँ. But यहाँ पे आपका intent क्या था? What were you trying to do? वो भी नहीं पता.
Leah Tahu has been really like off her length also, right?
Yeah, मतलब ठीक है, very very average. मतलब ठीक है, like domestic pacer से तुम expect करते हो कि हाँ ठीक है, कर रही है जो कर रही है, ठीक है. Much better in the gap, almost, but decent fielding effort there. Hopefully saved 2. Yeah, they're running 2 man. Arre! You think if Beth Mooney had collected that was a run out?
There was a chance. Yeah, I don't know why is she not even like trying. Like, you know, this is the second opportunity.
That was a bad throw, though. That was a bad throw. I felt very wide open. Yeah, a slightly better throw. Oh man, Harman going. Oh man, yeah, she was.
Is Beth Mooney like kind of moving away? Like, do you see that, or is the ball pitching in like the wrong areas? I don't know. This is the second time.
The throw was off. The throw was off. First time तो वो stump पे लग के गया था, तो मैं बोलूंगा नहीं. अच्छा वो, but the return throw तो she should have collected. There. मतलब वो first वाले overthrow में.
Yeah.
100%.
Short ball.
Good short ball, यार. Oh.
It's given up wide though.
Wide.
But good short ball. Pacey. Liked it. More of this. Come on. थोड़ा मतलब challenge करो उनको.
Yeah, how is Parthiv Patel? Have you guys heard him speak women's cricket before? How is he?
देखो किसी को कुछ आता नहीं है वैसे, मतलब किसी को भी कुछ नहीं आता. They don't know. Like, you know you're bad when I probably know slightly more than that. मतलब नहीं यार.
Wow, look at the standards, Akshay. I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Exactly.
अपने आप को क्यों नीचे डाल रहे हो? Yeah.
अरे नहीं, they don't know. Like मुरली काटे, again I was listening to some of the highlights, तो देख ही रहा था मैं, मतलब ऐसा 10-15 बार देखा क्योंकि आरसीबी जीती of course. श्रेयांका पाटिल को वृंदा दिनेश बोल दिया भाई. ऐसा भी नहीं कि आसपास है कुछ है, and he didn't even correct himself. That's the, like, see, we all get it wrong, especially तुम live जब बोल रहे हो तो हो जाता है, गलतियां हो जाती है, सबसे होती है, agreed. At least accept it. कुछ भी नहीं, moved on. हाँ भाई, हम अपनी गलतियां सुधारते नहीं, हम मतलब हैं भाई, हम बड़े लोग हैं, आप आगे बढ़ो बस. Anjum Chopra in the post match conversation with Sanjana Ganesan and Mel Jones, if I'm not wrong, says Chinnaswamy is a massive ground. It's a massive ground. So when the games move to Delhi, the ground there is a lot more smaller, so it'll be easier for batter. Like, are you kidding me?
Guys, the problem with Geo overall. I mean, I have met a few fantastic people during the World Cup who does fabulous amount of broadcasting, and they have just picked up the shittiest of the shittiest broadcasters.
I mean, we were having this very conversation today.
Look at the kind of influencers they have picked for the campaign. I mean, I'm just stunned to see these people comments. Yeah.
No. I completely agree with you. But wait, influencers, मतलब आप किसकी बात करो? Sorry, I have no.
Cricket influencers.
ओ
cricket
ये
influences, yeah.
हम तो उस दुनिया से
अरे
एकदम
खुद
दूर
समझ में नहीं आता उनको, मतलब मैं तो मेंस क्रिकेट समझ में नहीं आता, वैसे लोगों को डाल रखा है. You know who I'm talking about.
I know influencers. I'm not sure. Like, just can you give me an example of a cricket
नहीं मैं
influencer so
यहाँ नहीं
that
बोलूंगी ये बात, बाद में बताऊंगी.
not of good or bad. Tell me the best cricket influencer you know. I don't know what you mean. What are you referring to when you say cricket influencer? Sorry. मतलब broadcasters, commentators. आप उनकी
No,
बात कर.
the people like us who are very very common on YouTube, Instagram, blah
हाँ
blah
तो
blah.
वो जियो के साथ क्या कर रहे हैं?
वो जियो के साथ कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं ना for creating
Aye.
content.
ऐसा भी होता है. अच्छा.
हाँ.
तो मतलब जैसे दानिश सेठ वो सब करते हैं वैसा वाला आप कुछ कह रहे हो?
दानिश सेठ तो काफी, दानिश सेठ नहीं.
हाँ, I'm not saying he's bad or something. Like, are you referring to someone like, मतलब people like that influencers,
He's
मतलब
not
those
a cricket influencer. No, he's a
He's
part
cricket
of the
influencer,
RCB team.
but he's now well known as a cricket influencer. I mean,
yeah, वो भी मतलब वर्ल्ड कप के टाइम पे he also did that did those मतलब content. I mean, he created content with cricketers and whatnot, right?
yeah.
Huh. Then I think you can classify him as one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we will come back to that because there have been a couple of very good questions, and Sneh Rana sort of seems to be keeping the run rate in check. Yeah, nicely done, because it was less than 6 runs per over, and now it's sort of gone above it. So a couple of dot balls there. And again, Harmanpreet 17 of 30, 23, Amelia Kerr 10 of 12. Of course, it is a small target, so they're not taking a lot of risks. But it also shows that even rotating strike isn't that easy, because मतलब आप जब अंडर रनर बॉल खेल रहे हो तो मतलब बॉस ठीक है, सरफेस में कुछ तो है बॉलर्स के लिए, व्हिच इज गुड. अरे ओ ऑलमोस्ट once again, my goodness, you like, how can you like, यार ये क्या फील्ड रखी यार तुम लोगों ने, like क्यों रखी ये फील्ड स्क्वायर के पीछे, आप क्यों कैसे,
just seems very bizarre for some reason. I don't know.
What's the point of having such a field? Oh man, like they'll of course या तो reverse sweep खेलेंगे, and for those who aren't, they'll attempt a late cut. They're of course going to target that region. Why? Like, are you trying to bait her into doing something? In which case, then the length is wrong. तो आप इतना full क्यों डाल रहे हो? वहां से क्या bait करोगे आप? मेरे को thinking ही समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पे. But let's take a few questions. Much needed boundary nonetheless for the Mumbai Indians though. 80, they're at 80 for 3 right now at the end of the 12th over. 50 needed in their last 8. Still sort of, I wouldn't say the game's entirely in Mumbai Indians' favor, because a couple of good overs here and there, like, if they're able to sort of string together 2 overs where they concede only like 4-5 runs and get a wicket or 2, you never know. We've seen funnier things happen. We saw Asha get a wicket and get 3 wickets and concede just 2 runs in that over. So let's hope. Once again, man, tum log kya field kya?
There's nobody to even back it up.
Tanuja Kanwar is giving it to her. Yeah.
वो थक गई है वहां पे.
Yeah, second in a row, man.
मतलब क्या चल रहा है यार तुम क्यों, like again behind square सिर्फ पॉइंट है. ओके ठीक है, आपने कुछ ट्राई किया, समझ गया, बट अभी 3 बार उसी एरिया में आपने फाइनली पॉइंट को थोड़ा और फाइन किया है, बट फिर भी कोई और है नहीं वहां पे. why aren't they putting a short fine? यार
अगर lapses.
मतलब ऑफ साइड में बॉल डालना है तो ऑफ कोर्स बॉल वहां पे जा सकता है ना. ऐसा भी नहीं कि आप पैर पे बॉल डालो जहां से वहां पे मार ही नहीं सकते, वो भी नहीं है. Bizarre, really bizarre, very 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 bizarre for sure. That's a 6 boundary behind the wicket. Like, it's not just that it's behind square, it's on the offside, on the leg, मतलब दोनों तरफ. Like, it's crazy, just crazy. Samish meanwhile has a question for us. Why Sneh Rana introduced a bit late? Slightly short.
Nah, just a single.
Yeah. Why Sneh Rana introduced a bit late? Should have possibly gotten her after the power play in the 7th or the 8th over. All right, let's start with Neha. What do you think? Like, should they have brought in Sneh earlier? Agree with it? Disagree with it? What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, Gujarat had nothing to lose. They probably could have gotten her in earlier, because Leah Tahu did not have the finest possible starts, and to kind of salvage, that's a boundary.
यार मतलब बताओ भाई.
इजी खेल रहे हैं यार. मतलब ऐसा भी नहीं कि बहुत कुछ इनोवेटिव कुछ करना पड़ रहा है उनको वो गैप ढूंढने के लिए. इजी गैप्स है.
I don't know. Mooney, the captain, is clearly not inspiring a lot of confidence in me right
At the
now.
moment. Yeah.
Not the worst of balls, this one. Like, again, I'll probably credit the batter here a lot more. Fantastic shot, because they did have a short fine and a point there. She bisected the field beautifully. But अगर मतलब shot much better. This is the length she should have bowled. क्योंकि आप हल्का सा भी shot जाते हो, you give them the opportunity to cut. And unlike
Yeah.
Meghna, who was finding the fielder yesterday, Harman knows how to find the gap. So they have to be a lot more better there. But sorry, Neha, you were saying those.
Yeah, wait, what is your question again?
So it was Samish's question. I'd love for it to be my question, but he's the one with this good question.
Yeah.
He asks us, Sneha Rana was introduced a bit late. Should they have possibly gotten her, right after the power play, say the 7th or 8th over? So what do you make of that? Do you sort of agree with it, disagree with it? Where do you stand when it comes to
Yeah, I agree with that. They probably should have slotted her in early, as reflecting on, I think, how Leah Tahu was not having the best possible start. So, तुम फिर से उसको एक over दे रहे हो, and then something was just not working out there with the bowling combination. So, probably getting her in early would have helped. But again, the kind of total they're defending is still less, right? So, they could have probably been a little out of the box with that sort of a bowling change, but yeah, clearly not the case.
It'll be interesting. Show me, what do you think, though, Sneha Rana? Because so far she's actually been in control. So that way it's not been that bad. So do you think she should have probably been brought in earlier?
I think Gujarat, considering that they are really, defending a very, very low total, as Neha mentioned, they had nothing to do. So they should have actually brought out every possible good option that they had in the kitty and just played it out pretty bold. I mean, anyway, they would have come out with the thought that probably it's a losing, it's probably not up there in terms of their winning percentage.
Well, let's hope Tanuja can. अबे यार फिर से अरे यार
Arey, shit. Who's that? That's
four
Phoebe
Catherine Rice
Catherine.
but फील्ड क्या है ये फील्ड यार कोई समझाएगा कि ये फील्ड क्या है am I
That
the
Mooney
only one
looks
who
very
sort of
flustered. Yeah, I think
yeah
she's not able to think clearly, guys, because I don't know.
यार इसमें लेकिन this is captaincy 101 right कि बॉल एक ही जगह जा रहा है तो वहां पे फील्डर लगा ये क्या है ये मतलब क्यों है ये क्या I don't know if I'm sort of being overly anal about this or is like have you guys noticed this pattern I don't know मतलब इतना जा रहा है बॉल
Actually, definitely, there has been a lapse with the fielding positions as well. But again, reiterating on my point, Beth Mooney looks very flustered right now. We saw a couple of overthrows, misfields happening, field positions going wrong, the match completely going haywire. She's not even talking to the bowler, who's getting hit. So I don't know. Matlab, field placements also, at one point we saw Tanuja Kanwar was giving instructions. So I'm not entirely sure what is happening with like the people management there. So yeah, quite concerning signs already, I suppose.
यार they've let it slip though यार the last 3 overs 26 runs was nicely balanced
And I
but
think
yeah
even Hayes brought this point of how all the boundaries have not been
yeah
straight at all. They're all like cuts and sweeps which have been accessed in that piche ka area. So yeah.
100%. Dhruv, meanwhile, also saying one negative point about Geo is that they show fake viewers. Not sure if this is all right. They showed 30K viewers during the India-England Test match. I don't know. क्यों भाई मतलब इंडिया का पॉपुलेशन तो आपको पता है ना 150 करोड़ की देश है यार मतलब आई एम सरप्राइज कि खाली 30,000 लोग देख रहे थे इफ एनीथिंग आई एक्सपेक्टेड मोर पीपल बट ठीक है
On
बट
a
आई डोंट
Sunday, that too. Yeah.
yeah I don't know could be the case could not be the case I'm not sure of this all right
Yeah, that's a dog.
यार oh man now that they're just gifting runs this is just bad bowling yeah you can't this is just not done absolutely not done for sure. Meanwhile, Sanjay also asking, weird how teams have allowed MI to build this team. To be honest, I feel where MI have been smart is that they've gone for a few big names. It's also that domestic talent that they've been able to, scout and come up with. Saika last year, we've seen Sajna, we've seen Kirtana Balakrishnan. So it's these names that, if anything, have been the differential between them and the rest. And that's where we sort of need to understand because overseas talent pool की बात करें तो all teams have a fantastic overseas group. You don't need to worry about that. I don't think you would look at any teams overseas players and be like, yeah, they could have probably been a bit more better at the auction. Sabka acha hai. It's the Indian talent that's sort of proving to be a differential between the other teams. So that's where I feel you would expect the other teams to do a lot more better, because this is something even who was it? Lisa Staleker spoke about in the post-match press conference, where she said, if you look at the kind of domestic players and the performances so far, they clearly have improved. Oh, is that to the fielder? Abe! Oh man, this is getting bad to worse.
But Akshay, just to counter your point there, I think a lot depends on the auction dynamics, right? Now, Mumbai, of course, has the experience from, the men's IPL side of things. They bring it here as well. But when you look at this last season as well, it was a lot of the overseas players who performed well, right? I know there was Saika Ishak who played well. Pooja Vastrakar and Harmanpreet also kind of played their part. But it largely hinged on
their... Oh, man. 5 wides.
Oh, man. But it did largely hinge on their overseas players as well, right? So in that sense, I think barring like the good overseas picks, they also had good domestic picks, yeah.
But I won't look at performances. I'll just look at the names. Performances wise, of course, they performed, so that helped. अगर आपको खाली नाम देखना है ना, that's where I'm sort of saying कि नाम देखोगे तो सबके पास है नाम. बड़े नाम है overseas. When you talk about overseas players, it's your domestic players that I felt sort of, I do agree, where Mumbai also sort of were benefited was that their overseas players also ended up coming up with performances, a performance of a lifetime. I'll just put it that way, because Sophie Devine, Elise Perry, Heather Knight, they're as good as they come, but none of them went on to have a season like Hayley Matthews or Nat Silverbrandt or Izzy Wong or Amelia Kerr for that matter. So that's where Mumbai benefited. But अगर हम on paper देखें तो overseas talent pool more or less सबका अच्छा ही है, बहुत अच्छा ही है. It's domestic talent. अभी गुजरात Giants की जो हम बात करें, it's because of their lack of proven domestic talents that they're struggling. It's because of that.
But again, when you look at the other teams and their overseas picks, don't you think they're all unidimensional in the sense that Mumbai Indians, the kind of picks they went in, they have that extra skill set with probably like the bowling or batting, right? So I'd look at it in that sense also. I don't think
we'll get to that. Before that, an atrocious review from Gujarat Giants there. I don't know what were they even thinking with that review, because way down the leg. Oh man, bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Again,
they're probably just gasping at straws here. Yeah,
exactly. They're just being desperate now for wickets. Okay, is that in the gap now? No, it isn't. All right. But yeah, sorry, Neha, you were saying though.
Oh wow, okay. I lost my train of thought there. But the skill set of the overseas player, I think for Mumbai Indians, it's very like multi-dimensional versus the other teams ke overseas players who come in with that unidimensional sort of skill set. Okay, so I'm just trying to rack my head to come up with names, because Mumbai mein dekho, you see you have Hayley Matthews, Nat Silverbrandt, Amelia Kerr, all of them are bona fide all-rounders.
All of their overseas players, barring Shabnam Ismail, are have offer in both disciplines. Even Chloe.
Exactly.
So, and the reason why I had to say performances is where they benefited is, if you look at Mumbai and if you look at RCB last year and this year, they've structured very similarly. RCB is not too different, but the only difference is that Mumbai got the performances from their overseas players. That has very little to do with your management. Bhai, तुम Nat Silverbrandt को तुम्हें you don't have to massage your ego कि boss तुम अच्छा कर सकते हो, तुम अच्छी player हो. उसको पता है वो अच्छी player है और उसने अच्छा किया. Same is the case with Sophie Devine, Elise Perry. उनको बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's expected. Except they went on to have phenomenal seasons for them, and kudos to all those players involved. Great. But RCB received a lot of flack कि boss, क्या यार तुम तो फिर से वही पुरानी गलतियां कर रहे हो कि तुम बड़े नाम पे जा रहे हो. भाई, नाथ सिल्वरब्रंट, हेली मैथ्यूज छोटे नाम नहीं है. शबनम इस्माइल is probably is the fastest bowler out there. But that's the difference. Again, I won't discredit the Mumbai setup. They have the trophy. They won well. There's a reason why they won well. But I'm just trying to say that I agree with that approach. RCB का भी अगर आप overseas contingent देखोगे, out of their 6 overseas players, 5 of them are all-rounders.
Sophie Devine, Elise Perry,
Roger Warham, Nadine de Klerk, Sophie Molyneux. 5 all-rounders and Kate Cross. Very similar to what's this side? Mumbai Indians. Very similar.
But I can't say the
Srini
same about Gujarat. Na Gujarat ka dekho to Beth Mooney, Laura Wolford, all of them are batters. They're
and UP
unidimensional.
Warriors. And you can probably add UP Warriors also to that.
Yeah.
But fair point. That's a fair point. But again, nazariya alag hai na. So one way of doing this is overseas all-rounders se bhar do, or Indians mein aap find specialists. The other way of looking at it is ki Indian all-rounders dhondo, or overseas specialists se
Makes
apna
sense.
team bhar do. So it is always going to be a combination. No one will have a perfect squad. No one will have an ideal squad. That's a PC
I think
delivery.
last season and probably this season, Mumbai came the closest to it. RCB on paper also did, but again, you have pros and cons and like a way of looking at it.
100%. I mean, सीधी सी बात है. Sophie Devine also scored 300 runs, or Elise Perry also scored 300 runs and took 15, 16 wickets. So did Sophie Devine, so did Heather Knight. अगर सबने क्या होता? Again, it's a huge if, it's a big if. You can't expect that to happen every now and then, every time. Oh, short, yeah, straight to the point. So, but yeah, I mean, great discussion though. Let's also take a few comments. Of course, a lot of you have been commenting. Gujarat feeling is just like Gujarat dry state. ठीक है भाई, मतलब clearly आपको थोड़ी दारू की जरूरत है वहाँ पे. Yastika Bhatia also performed above expectations last season. She definitely did have a good season last year. Even in the last game, that 50, did not see her scoring 2 sixes, to put it simply. मतलब वो दो छक्के itself, that sign of aggression itself was a surprise. So great to see again. Once again, great to see. Looking at Mithali's interview, she seemed to imply Bryce is a bowling. Is it in the gap? No, it's not. Bryce is a bowling all-rounder. That seems wrong, isn't it? I thought she was more of a batting all-rounder. Do agree with you there. But I mean, I would say she is a decent bowler as well. Wouldn't sort of sort of box her into either of those two categories. But fair break mein maine jo dekha tha, she was bowling a fair bit. In fact, she was bowling with the new ball.
Exactly.
So it depends on the kind of league she plays in. So abhi Scotland mein khel rahi hai, in terms of the kind of level of cricket she's playing, that also varies, na. So wahan pe she would be a good enough batter to be she would be a good enough bowler to be or whatever. Exactly. So it definitely depends on that as well. So वो भी अपने को देखना पड़ेगा ना कि कौन से लेवल पे कौन सा skill उसका उभर के आता है. तो we'll have to look at that probably accordingly. I'm surprised I used Hindi for that, but okay. One more comment. When you have so few overseas slots, you kind of have to go for all-rounders for everything to ensure you have backups. That's why quality players like Tammy Beaumont, interesting name, and Amanda Jade Wellington. Oh yeah, she was so good in the WBBL. Catch! Nope, it isn't.
Players like Amanda Jade Wellington, Jess Jonathan are not making it to the Australian side. So you can imagine the kind of competition and how unidimensional players kind of might just eventually end up phasing out. Indian teams, I can't say the same. But
मतलब ठीक है, all-rounder है, just all-rounder है. इतना तो.
But Jess Jonathan has not played as many matches under Alisa Healy versus Meg Lanning. That was the point. Even Amanda Jade Wellington doesn't make sense.
Yeah. See, if you can field 11 batting options and 10 bowling options, they'll do that only, na. Why not? Exactly.
No, I think that's usually. Yeah, I think that's usually evolution.
Catch! That's another wicket. Finally, someone falls to that. I don't know what to call that shot. I mean, I want to say scoop. I don't know what adjective to use. Wait, she's reviewed it. Was that not off the bat?
Clean catch.
Catch. Sorry, Soumi, you can continue your point though.
No, I was saying that isn't that how usually a team evolves? Like, I mean, of course, if you compare both the teams, Australian women are at a much more evolved situation. So probably that's how we look at it. I mean, as in way the game evolves across a board, you'll always find better all-rounders coming in.
100%, that definitely plays a role. It takes time. Of course, no one's good. Straight off the bat, but LB that's not a bad LB shout, right? In that case.
Yeah, definitely. But your bat thing is the ruled out.
Is the impact going to be in line? Yeah, it seems to be in line. देखते हैं क्या होता है. Yeah, देखते हैं क्या होता है. No bat for sure. But fair point though, I genuinely thought Amanda Jade Wellington could also get a bid here, man, because she looked so good. मतलब क्या बोलूं मैं? It was almost unfortunate. Impact inline लगा मुझे. Yes, hitting.
Oh, it is.
Oh, wow! Catch का review.
It's out.
No. Yeah. Chalo. Happy. I hope you're happy, Nani. I do celebrate finally. That is a wicket. Nope, it's not umpire's call, Sanjay. It has been given out there. Finally, the scoop leads to someone's downfall. I was just sick and tired of them trying to play behind the square. Someone had to go, thank God. Chalo, dekhte hain abhi, can they make a meal out of this from here, which seems unlikely. 12 of 24. यहाँ से हारने के लिए तो आपको, you need to pull off an RCB, which only RCB can, let's be honest. So it's fine. It's fine.
Pull off an RCB.
Yeah. See, there you go. I can also take a joke. Come on, guys. Come on. Itna to banta hai. I'm referring to to our audience, of course. But fair point, though, Darshan. I do agree. Overseas all-rounders, because they are a lot more, sort of when it comes to talent pool, unka bada. So you'll find a lot more overseas all-rounders easily than say domestic all-rounders, especially those of quality. So it is important for sure.
And in our Indian ecosystem as well, we've tried, to blossom players. Like we see Simran Dil Bahadur coming in with the bat and the ball, Arundhati Reddy, Mansi Joshi for some time for all its worth. But still, unka we'll have to see both those skill sets being nurtured enough and not, being like a bowling all-rounder sort of a thing. So yeah, let's see how that plays out.
But that's what concerns me, right? India may. I mean, the emphasis is always on focusing on a skill. It's never on developing both disciplines. Grassroots level पे अगर आप देखोगे, coaching कहीं पे भी जाओ, not even clubs. I'm not even going to sort of whatever. Like यहाँ पे जैसे होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, first division, second division, third division, fourth division. That's how Karnataka cricket works, at least at the grassroots level. I'm not even talking about that.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Club cricket. I'm not even talking about that. आप basic coaching के लिए भी जाओगे, you're always advised or encouraged to focus. All-rounder हो, हाँ, all-rounder बनो, लेकिन आप एक पे focus करो. Become a batting all-rounder, a batter who bowls or a bowler who bats. You don't need to necessarily become an all-rounder, and that's the primary difference I find, which is why we hardly see any sort of out-and-out all-rounder. The likes of Hardik Pandya, the likes of Pooja Vastrakar, you can count them on your fingers. That's how rare they are. So and which is why it becomes all the more important that you sort of grab these overseas all-rounders when they're available. Indians में तो आपको specialists मिल ही जाएंगे. So I mean, yeah, that's why you have to look at it that way.
But
sorry, he wants to slander RCB, so he does say differences. RCB's all-rounders are past their prime, and Mumbai's players are in their prime.
Very untrue. This is fake news. No ways.
This is a day after we talking about Elise Perry and how she's probably the most improved player in the last couple of years. Out past her prime. Sure.
Definitely not past their prime. Elise Perry, Sophie Devine, they still have so much to offer. It's you'll have to have a look at the numbers.
That's all I'll say. Bas. If मतलब क्या अपना dissing RCB helps, so be it. सबके लिए अपना होता है. Thanks, Darshan. He's, of course, gone on to respond to Abhas. He says, Divine is smashing it all over the globe, and Perry has seen a great revival in her T20 game. Even Megan Stewart is one of the best seamers in the game, arguably the second. Like, last year when Megan Stewart came in, Darcy Brown was my first choice. Uske baad, Megan Stewart was my next choice. Like, I was hoping ki RCB would go for Megan Stewart. I don't know if you guys remember. Megan Stewart was our last buy in the auction. So, ekdam apna accelerated auction ke baad bhi, we had one overseas slot left. I was hoping they'd either go for Megan Stewart or Alana King, because I didn't know how good Asha Shobna would end up being. So I was like, ek leg spinner to kam se kam le lo. They went for Megan Stewart and I was happy. So the fact that she didn't have a good season.
She didn't have a good season. RCB didn't retain her. That was
which is fair. Yeah.
Her effectiveness on Indian pitches is still kind of like questioned, right? So
yeah, exactly. So that's a fair point. That's a fair point for sure. Sanjay, of course, saying even RCB can't pull it off. From here, don't daydream, Akshay. भाई जहाँ पे हमें वहाँ पे तो रात है, डे ड्रीम तो नहीं कर रहा, might be dreaming in the night for sure though. But interesting. यहाँ से क्या लगता है, when do you think will the game end? चलो एक और prediction contest. Do you think they can sort of take this till the 19th over?
I think they'll finish it by the 18th over.
18th over, wow. I was actually getting to this point. The reason why I think this could probably be longer is because of this. Like, Mumbai's batting, I mean, at least Mumbai's middle to lower order has never really been exposed. Something even Soumi had spoken about, during the team previews. It's this lower order that's sort of very fragile. It's not really sort of tested at this level. Of course, target बहुत कम है तो यहाँ पे test करने के लिए ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. But imagine if they had like 20-30 more runs, that would have really made for some entertaining viewing, because after this they've only got Amanjot Kaur, Sajna, there's Kirtana Balakrishna. Like again, they might have done really well, at the domestic circuit, but
Unheralded, yeah.
different ball game when it comes to that. Oh, ball! Oh, not bold. Oh, that's LB. Okay. What a ball, yeah. Brilliant ball. Brilliant.
That's bold, Akshay. I don't think it's an NPW. It went through now.
बोल्ड ही है ना, मेरे को बोल्ड ही लगा भाई. बॉल यार, ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल बॉल. इसीलिए चलो, नाइस. कम ऑन, अनदर कपल ऑफ विकेट्स. हरमन, ओ ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल.
हम लोग बात तो कर रहे थे लोअर मिडिल ऑर्डर की, बट यहाँ पे लाइक लुक एट द बोथ द ओकेजन्स, देयर टॉप ऑर्डर एंड द मिडिल ऑर्डर हैज एक्चुअली गॉन डाउन प्रीटी क्विकली.
वही
मतलब 20 से ये करते हुए 5 विकेट गिर गए. दिल्ली
होता तो 1 विकेट. What Pooja is waiting for though? It was a clean ball situation, right? No ball का कुछ सीन है क्या?
I don't know if she's thinking कि मतलब Beth Mooney broke the stumps before, या no ball के लिए तो wait नहीं करे. No ball के लिए होता तो she would have still made her, sort of walk back to the pavilion and wait near the dugout. I'm guessing she thinks it's Beth Mooney's हाँ, इसीलिए शायद side angle से भी दिख रहे हैं. Dude, she's bowling from the stumps. No ball का तो मतलब कोई ये भी नहीं है. So they want to see if Beth Mooney broke the stumps, which isn't the case. अरे क्या यार, इसमें क्या यार, लेग अंपायर क्या सो रहे हो क्या वहां पे यार, मतलब चल क्या रहा है? How can this even be reviewed? How are they allowing this? Come on man, this is what
just a confirmation. Yeah.
But क्यों हर चीज के लिए confirmation? मतलब साफ ऐसा भी नहीं कि उसका हाथ था विकेट के पास या कुछ, मतलब एकदम कहीं. Oh man.
Oh, they're reviewing it again, I suppose.
I don't know, what do they want to see, man? I genuinely don't know what do they want to see. I don't know, what are they looking at? Probably they're looking at something else. Guys, if you can help us out, because we're watching this on mute, so we have absolutely no clue. Okay, it has been given out, right? Okay, it's been given out by the looks of it. Yeah, it does seem out. It does seem out.
Both the squads, except for Tanuja, hardly any Indian player came out well today.
From both sides, Tanuja was
Kirtana was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Kirtana ball ke saath was not too bad at all. Meanwhile, Melville roasting the umpires there. Time waste करने का नया तरीका in T20s, go for reviews, lol, and then delay the technology and all. But this, I don't think Pooja took a review, so it was the umpires who decided to review this. अंधे हो क्या?
Amanjot is in, okay.
Yeah. यार, come on, यार, एक और Tanuja, come on, just channelize your inner Tanuja Kanwar itself and एक और wicket.
Was she like exceedingly good in last year WPL?
Not really.
She was very average, but
why is there so much of hype about her?
अरे domestic में उसने बहुत अच्छा खेला है,
अच्छा.
She was very economical with the ball. हाँ.
Yeah. But last year तो गुजरात में तो कोई नहीं था जिसको आप बोल सकते हैं कि अच्छा क्या, बारिंग Ashley Gardner, कोई नहीं था.
Yeah.
Dunkley had that one good innings against RCB. उसके बाद वो भी मतलब कुछ था नहीं. Catch? No.
Nah.
Oh, almost. ठीक है, at least by the way she reacted. Is the pitch so slow that Mumbai are huffing and puffing to 129? Chinnaswamy is usually so good for night games. It's a bit of both, to be honest, because it was a small target. They decided to take their time, aaram se and all of that. But I feel they've sort of been a bit too complacent for their liking. Like they should have attacked the bad balls, which they did. To their credit, but strike rotation is thoda aur better ho sakta tha. But yeah, the ball has definitely stuck in the surface a bit more than usual, and it's also turned a lot more than usual. Again, have to go back to what Lisa Stilekar said yesterday in the post-match press conference. She said there was a lot more side spin on offer in the second innings, and it also didn't help their case, at least, that dew aaya nahi, so the pitch did not settle, and bowlers didn't find it hard to grip or anything like that. वो कुछ issue हुआ नहीं. अरे यार,
cheeky boundary there, no?
She did. I mean, the intention was to score it in that region, but it was a lot more finer than she intended it to. It was an edge for sure, but yeah, not as fine as she wanted. I mean, it was a lot more finer than she wanted it to. Unreal hate for MI Akshay bhai. I mean, I don't know what to say to that, but ठीक है. I was just supporting Gujarat. क्या भाई, मतलब गुजरात को support भी ना करे अभी. क्या बोलते हो यार? This is still better than the third umpire review for Kiran Navgiri stumping essay. Yeah, I do agree, man. Like, क्या review करना? मैं तो इतना डर गया तब because it was so tense. I thought, oh, Richa probably broke the stumps before, or she probably collected it ahead of the stump. मैं तो बहुत डर गया वहाँ पे. So yeah, I guess but I guess the worst, hands down, the worst umpiring decision so far has to be Sophie Eccleston not being given out because now. यार इससे ज्यादा प्लम तो मैंने लाइफ में नहीं देखा है जो भी बोलो इवन माय नीस हियर वाज लाइक चल क्या रहा है इतना सीधा मतलब एकदम सीधा क्या that's actually a good point. Izzy Wong definitely adds that batting value and all of that. But Darshan, you've also got to understand that she's not been in any rhythm whatsoever. She's not even played cricket for a while. Oh, look at that, yaar. An ugly hoik. Is it in the gap? No.
No, just
did not connect it at all. So that's the thing with Izzy Wong. Like her bowling has really not been up to the mark for a while now, and she's not played a lot of top tier cricket. Like last उसने साथ इंडिया इंग्लैंड एक सीरीज खेला था, उसमें भी उसने एक मैच में थोड़ा मार भी खाई थी. So given that, and also 100 में उसने खाली 5 मैच खेला, and of course the Sri Lanka series where she was just like bad, and they also ended up losing the series the first time ever for them. So it's a mix of a lot of things.
But kudos to Harmanpreet for the knock that she played today. You know, a typical anchor type knock, wickets falling all around her. I think it was some maturity. Matlab,
100% agree with you there. Exactly the kind of knock she will not play for India. So definitely a very, very, very good knock.
Amanjot piling on the dots there, delaying the win, man.
Yeah, अच्छा थोड़ा net rate का भी issue नहीं होता फिर मतलब. But Darshan, okay, fair enough. Matlab, yeah, he wasn't saying anything. He was just saying कि it is the structural downside to making that change. But they had to make that change because bowling value, अगर आप primary skill में अगर आप ज़्यादा value add नहीं कर पा रहे तो फिर मतलब ही नहीं बनता.
Yeah.
But again, man, if anything, this match has once again shown 78 for 7. Key bowlers done. They were able to push it till drag it till 128 or 127. Once again here, 5 wickets down. Amrut got 0 of 6. Pooja Vastakar, wonderful. Just goes on to show like it's all about making sure you hang in there.
Yeah.
Daily matches does not seem to be in the greatest of form. I know it's only been 2 games so far. We can't really sort of, comment on it because it's too small a sample size. But show me, what do you think? Clearly, like it shows that Mumbai is not invincible, to put it simply.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even in the last game, it was pretty clear. And then I thought that maybe it's Delhi. Delhi looks pretty good as well. But today, definitely it shows that they have certain things that all the other teams will be like looking like a hawk on this and trying to pick out whatever it can be and use it against them.
Wow.
What a shot.
Saved her best for the last, I guess. What a fantastic shot. An amazing innings, of course, to finish the game. 126. 46 is what Harmanpreet Kaur ends up with. Wow, man. A great start. A 55 in the first game, a 46 now. That's already taken a tally in excess of 100 runs in the WPL so far. Gujarat Giants definitely have a lot to think about. Batting, bowling, fielding, captaincy, practically everything, to be honest. There's nothing they'd be happy about. Very few positives, barring, say, Tanuja Kanwar, and Catherine Rice, maybe to some extent. Yeah. Harmanpreet Kaur, meanwhile, is now the leading run scorer in all of WPL with 382 runs, followed by Meg Lanning and Nat Sever at 376 and 373, respectively. Ooh. Chalo, good to see an Indian out there topping the list. Wow, man. Wow. Let's take... Harman steps up every time in the knockout. I'm guessing this is to the jibe I made about Harman India ke liye nahi yahan pe, but yeah.
Yeah, even in that T20 World Cup, right, 2023, that run out will of course hurt, but it was still a good knock nonetheless. Still that bat got stuck, but anyways, thala for a reason, okay.
Yeah, but everyone who blamed Harman for that, and when did she again get run out? Was it the Australia series or was it the England series where once again her bat got stuck? Run out. England series hi tha na? Yeah. And there were people blaming her running technique and all. I'm like, bro, pitch mein atak gaya bat. If anything, she was that was the right technique. Pitch mein agar bat atakta hai, to how can you blame her for that?
Yeah,
what can she do?
Bad luck.
Yeah.
So, it happened a couple of times, so that's the probably.
Yeah. Oh, Australia game to yaar. जीता मैच हार गए हम लोग वहां से वो भी. Congratulations, Kaustubh, at least based on the comment, I'm assuming you support Mumbai Indians. So congratulations, of course. They did win. क्या script लिखा है जयशा ने यार? Yeah, I will
Script
have to
writing.
admit, Matlab, we thought this game would end very quickly. Come se come, the games at least lasted longer than we thought it would. So at least good signs. Let's hope we'll have closer games tomorrow. Of course, is the Delhi Capitals versus the UP Warriors. So that'll definitely be another mouth-watering clash. Sorry, we'll talk about that and a lot more. We'll talk about the game. Let's finish up on the comments and all of that. Alisa Aili took a jab at her for that after the T20 World Cup semi-final. I think, yeah, that is true. She did take a jab at her. And it was so annoying, to be honest. I genuinely wasn't the greatest of fans of Alisa Aili back then, to be honest. Bhai, Gujarat, what is this? Neerana comes now after the 12th over to finish the game for both the teams. क्या करें यार, क्या करें? सच्ची में क्या ही करें? But yeah, speaking about, how the game went about, Gujarat Giants really lots to sort of think about, right, Soumi? Let's start with you in terms of positives, very few to think. So let's just start with the negatives. Let's go into the negatives. What all do you think do they have to worry about if you had to sort of list down a few?
Yes, as we spoke, captaincy definitely. So captaincy in terms of DRS decisions, in terms of the field setting, in terms of how the batting order should ideally look like. Also, I mean, I think they have been pretty conservative when deciding on the bowling order as well, as we discussed during the game that, they could have just gone all out and tried out their best options. They had a very small total in hand. And who knows? I mean, they had actually got into half of the Mumbai Indian side back in the hut, right? So who knows? Maybe they could have had a couple of more wickets right in the beginning, and we could have been looking at a much more closer game. This is already a close game considering they had just 127 on the board. So maybe a little bit of a tactical changes here and there could have actually taken them a little bit more far. So yes, captaincy. Of course, the Indian batters. They are pretty senior batters in the Indian setup, right? And they have it in them. So they need to really step up. So I think the Indian batters and the captaincy will be my topmost picks. But beyond that as well, I think they have a huge amount of room for improvement. We can talk about each and every department, and there will be something that we can talk about at length.
And looking at it from another POV as well, I don't think this is the best possible wins for Mumbai Indians. Quite scratchy in that sense, right? I mean, bowling though, of course, they were clinical in restricting the Giants to like that 126. But batting wise, also, this could have been the perfect opportunity for them to kind of chase the total fast, get a good boost to their net run rate. But none of their batters really stood, like, besides, barring Harmanpreet Kaur with that knock, it wasn't a very, very convincing win. Great one nonetheless, and a captain's knock absolutely leading from the front. The strike rate, at 112, we saw her, strike some boundaries, make good use of that area in the square as well. But I wouldn't say this is one of the most convincing wins for Mumbai Indians. I think would miss out on an opportunity for a net run rate, and this could come to bite them back later on. If the equation really does come down to NRR, and we have other teams, giving them a run for their money. So yeah, that's actually my 2 cents on the same.
Fair enough. I mean, we've spoken so much about it. We'll continue to talk about it. And yeah, Darshan, I mean, this is a question all of us have. All of us are sailing in the same boat. Even we are not sure if this is the greatest of moves, having Beth Mooney as your skipper, because she doesn't lead. She's never really led anywhere. We did have this chat earlier on, so do check it out. In the first innings, we did sort of deep dive into... we did dive deep into what could potentially be the reasons behind having someone like a Beth Mooney as the skipper over someone like a Ismail. And there were a couple of points in her favor, a couple against them. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, she's probably their most experienced player. So they did want to do that. Yeah. So that's great to see. But of course, for the Gujarat Giants, if there was one positive that they had to sort of look at, it has to be Tanuja Kanwar. Great all-round performance. If that 28 of 21 in the first innings was not good enough, being the best batter of the day, she also ended up being the best bowler of the day. 2 wickets, 21 runs, economical, 11 dot balls, was very consistent with her lines and lengths. That ball to dismiss, was it Pooja Vasrika that went through the gate, hit the pad? Oh, that was beautifully bowled. Very well done on her part. We'll be looking forward to seeing a lot more of her. And if someone like a Priya Mishra is able to, make her way, and if she's also able to, sort of do something, Priya, Tanuja, Sneerana, that's actually a formidable, spin trio to have, because 3 domestic players, all 3 suits covered. Yeah. That'll sort of be interesting to see, right, Neha?
Definitely, because Priya Mishra, I've been a fan of her ever since I came across her performances in the domestic circuit. Where she did end up as the leading wicket taker as well, if I'm not wrong, in that T20 trophy, and she's been really good for Delhi. So I'm quite invested to see Gujarat Giants also invest in her, and that would definitely add a lot of solidity to this struggling Gujarat Giants bowling attack as well. So yeah, fingers crossed to see the kind of combination that Gujarat would want to opt, in their next match.
100%, 100%. And thank you so much, Melville, for that. And since you did mention graphics and stats, we do have one more for you, of course, to summarize what we saw today in terms of the game, that is. Gujarat Giants huffed and puffed to 126 for 9, thanks to a brilliant 8th wicket partnership, a brilliant 46-run 8th wicket partnership, if I may add. Sorry, a 48-run 8th wicket partnership, if I may add, between Tanuja and Catherine Rice, who also turned out to be their highest and second highest run scorers, respectively, 28 and 25. Not a lot to look for. I mean, not a lot to sort of look at for the Gujarat Giants that way in terms of positives. Mumbai Indians, of course, had a field day when it came to their bowlers. Amelia Kerr with a fofer, almost cleaning up the tail entirely by herself. Not before Shabnam Ismail, of course, sort of really moved the top. I mean, really made the new ball talk, especially, in the power play. It almost seemed like the Gujarat Giants weren't sure how to play her. All of them were rushed for pace, were hurried for pace. It was great to watch her, I wouldn't say at her peak, but, in rhythm, in great rhythm, that is. In response, of course, Mumbai Indians were able to chase it down, but not as comfortably as we thought they would. 18.1 overs is what they took. I would say probably 4 to 5 overs even more than what we thought they would need. Harmanpreet Kaur, of course, standing up whenever required for them as usual. The skipper played skipper's innings, an anchor's knock, however you want to put it. 46 of 41, unbeaten, of course. Amelia Kerr also chipping with the 31. Nats of Brunt also chipped in. So it was nice to see, again, their big names once again chipping. But like we discussed during the live as well, it also has shown that, there is a soft underbelly, not just with their batting, but with their bowling as well. It's the same names that keep performing for them again and again. So opponents would like to keep a keen eye on that and try and exploit that whenever possible, that is. In terms of bowling, Tanuja Kanwar, of course, was once again the best bowler, 2 for 21. Liya Tahuhu, of course, took the wicket of, was it Amelia Kerr? Yeah, it was Amelia Kerr, if I'm not wrong. And and she was their second best bowler. Again, not the greatest of days for her, especially given that she's their most experienced bowler. They would be hoping for better returns from her. They next play the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So the RCB fan in me is hoping Liya Tahuhu एक मैच और वेट कर लो बस उसके बाद आप अच्छा करना. I'll be supporting, I'll be rooting for you. You don't have to worry for that, of course. But yeah, that's it from this game. We will, of course, let's just take this comment before I talk further. That is Mumbai batting, Ismail, and Gujarat batting is as dry as that state. Okay, that's an interestingly weird comment. I just put it that way. Tomorrow, of course, is the Delhi Capitals versus the UP Warriors. We unfortunately won't be doing a watch along for that because, as you guys know, it is Monday. So Monday 8 baje aap logon ko pata hai hum log kya karte hain. We go live. When I say we, it's Avnish, Nikhil Bhai and me. We do our Monday Night Live episode number 31. We are trying for a couple of guests. One is a former RCB women's team player. If you know, who's right now in Bangalore. We are trying to catch hold of her. Fingers crossed we are able to, get someone there. It'll be great to have someone talk about WPL and, what it means for women's cricketers. You guys can also chip in, ask your questions to her if possible. Again, a huge if. We're still not sure, but fingers crossed we're able to do that. We'll also get to hear Avnish and Nikhil Bhai's thoughts on the WPL so far. Avnish's reactions on what happened in the RCB game. You can also hear what little I have to talk about the India game. And trust me, it'll be very little because I couldn't care lesser. Haven't had the time or haven't had the interest even to watch the game. But either ways, we'll be talking about a lot of things. The PSL as well. It's been as interesting as ever. So do tune in at 8 p.m. tomorrow. It is Delhi versus UP. We won't be covering it, unfortunately. But yeah, we will be talking about it during the Monday Night Live episode. Day after tomorrow, of course, it'll be RCB's second game at the Chinnaswamy. It's RCB versus Gujarat Giants. We will be doing a watch along for that, of course, wearing our RCB reds. You will be seeing me in an RCB red, not the RCB blue like last time. So do tune in for that, 7:30 p.m. sharp. Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been great covering this game for you guys. Until then, it's a goodbye.